Good afternoon, Crabs fans around the world and around the block listening on the World Wide Web and on the radio. Crabs baseball is on the air. Benjamin Schaefer along with Aaron Donaldson. We are thrilled on a lovely day in Arcata to bring you all the action between the Crabs and the Lincoln Potters as the Crabs look to sweep this weekend series after a thrilling ball game last night. Aaron, I missed it, but I heard it was great.
It was a really good one. These two teams have played each other a lot in the last 9 days. I think this is like their fifth game. They're getting to know each other. Some of these have been high-scoring games. Some of them have been nip-tuck, low-scoring games. They've always been close. They've always been exciting. And last night, the hero was Michael Perazzo just zipping a line drive down the third base line, winning it in extra innings for these Crabs to keep them undefeated at home. Very exciting for everyone that stuck around.
Undefeated at home, that's right. Let's give you the lineups for the opposing teams. Aaron, you want to give us the Potters lineup, please?
These lineups are brought to you by Compass Community Credit Union and the North Coast Co-op. Leading off for the Potters is Tristan Russell. Batting second is Brian Williams Sr., the center fielder. Jason Hansen in left field is batting third. Ty McGraw at first base is fourth. Adam Paniagua is the designated hitter, batting fifth. Aiden Chang, the catcher, bats sixth for the Potters. Zach Story at shortstop is seventh. Everett Johnson is third base is batting eighth. The out-of-town Potters batting lineup ends with Cole Eaton in right field batting ninth. Eric Vassar's on the mound throwing at the Crabs here in the bottom of the inning.
All right. We'll give you the Crabs lineup when they come to bat. But on the mound for the Crabs, it's left-hander David Zazueta. First pitch to Russell is fouled out of play. It's 0-1. Zazueta, always the Sunday starter.
Weather app says 68 degrees here on the coast. We will call that hot. It is clear. There is
it's a gorgeous
thick
day.
Haze on the hillside because the ocean is sweating, it seems like. It is warm and beautiful at the Arcata Ballpark. Perfect Sunday baseball weather in the summer. Can't beat it.
Yeah, really the nicest 2 days in a row
we've
had in a really long time. Actually, according to my stats, it says Zazueta's only pitched one time, but that can't be right. I know that's not right.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can find more information.
1-2 the count now to Russell.
The Potters are wearing gray pants, orange tops, looking lamentably too much like the Oregon State Beavers today. The blue tops yesterday were great.
Fastball misses down low, and 2-2. Crabs are in their home whites.
Love the home whites. This is, I think, Liam's favorite uniform.
Oh, for sure.
Not mistaken.
Yeah. The home whites are the best.
Yeah, they look pretty sharp.
The 2-2. High in the air left field. He got under it. And going back and making the catch near the warning track is Spencer Moss. Let me give you the defensive lineup for the Crabs. Sutter Moss.
I got you.
Shout out to the booth to Alicia from Keenan. Happy late birthday.
Zazueta's on the mound. Nolan Lombardi catching. Tate Metcalf at first. Cameron Sewell at second. Keenan Morris at third. Michael Perazzo at short. Sutter Moss in left. Tyler Howard in center. And Adam Enyart's out in right field. Here's Williams Jr. And the first pitch to him is outside.
Jonah Fregas was pitching for the Crabs last night, and he threw a great game. In relief for him was Caden Kohlberg, and he shut the Potters down. He was another person whose name we got to mention today that came up big in the win yesterday.
The 1-0, big swing and a miss, 1-1. Fastball down and away.
Standish pitched them really good for 7 innings 2 nights ago, if you remember.
Oh, yeah, Standish was great.
There.
Yeah.
The Crabs pitching has really been locked down here in the Arcata Ballpark, and that's been a big difference from the road games.
1-1. Outside. 2-1. Mascot day here at the Arcata Ballpark.
It's awesome.
Got all the local mascots running around. We got some fish. We got a couple of Bigfoots.
It's like a cast of all-stars
I wonder if the plural Bigfoot is big feet.
Here comes Sassy right now, the roller derby mascot, one of my favorites in Humboldt. Come to Crabs games. If you get a chance, check out those derby bouts. They are awesome.
3-1 now, the count to Williams Jr. The wind is blowing out gently towards center field. It is a warm day for Arcata. And the next pitch is a strike on the inside corner and not a cloud in the sky.
Warm day for Arcata.
Beautiful day.
Degrees. Just SoCal people, friends in Arizona, we hear you.
3-2 the count. That one's hit in the air to shallow. Actually, now it's drifting out towards the warning track. I thought that was going to be caught in shallow center, but instead Howard makes the catch near the warning track.
Two loud pop-outs here early for the Potters. One to left field, one to center. Either way, 2 out for the Crabs. Pitching pretty good is David Zazueta. Starting us off strong. We need quiet innings 1, 2, and 3. There goes Super Salmon from the Sequoia Park Zoo. That's my pick for the race today. Got a cape and everything ready.
Here's the pitch to Hansen, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. That was the change.
77 miles an hour just inside. Great pitch there.
And that one's tapped down towards third. Morris on the run, throws on the run, and he throws it away.
Oh, boy, Keenan.
That's going to go as a hit. That was a tough play.
That was a really tough play. I'm glad you're calling that a hit. Keenan Morris is pretty locked down over there at third base. He was charging hard, gloved it quick, made a tough throw, and it honestly didn't miss Tate Metcalf's glove by that much. It was a good effort, but hard ball to play.
So an infield single for Hansen with 2 outs. Here's McGraw, left-handed hitter.
This guy's dangerous. I don't have the out-of-town stats in front of me, but I remember the numbers in his column were large. I think he hits well, homers often, RBIs, the works.
Lefty on lefty.
Batting fourth.
Here's the pitch.
Big surprise.
Takes a fastball outside on the outside corner for a strike.
We were talking last night about how Keenan Morris with the Potters is 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 run, 1 or 2 steals, like clockwork every single game he's played.
Yeah, I know, he's
that's
really
been
consistent.
As a leadoff, you can't beat that.
The 0-1 is fouled up against the screen.
I know we are away from the bottom of the first still, but I'm looking forward to number 9 leading the Crabs off. I just love seeing what happens there. And it sets up folks like Cameron Sewell, Adam Enyart, whose numbers are also very good as a result of that.
0-2 now to McGraw. Short lead over at first. Zazueta deals, and that's popped in the air, and that's going to drift out of play.
I thought that might come down on our booth, but it did not.
Yeah, it kind of drifted over towards the left field.
I was waiting for it.
Does occasionally happen.
Cameron Sewell hit one on the roof of City Hall last night.
That's what I heard, yeah.
Just blasted it.
0-2 the count.
He has been a difference maker for the Crabs.
McGraw waits. Here comes the pitch. And he pops that one in the air on the left side. Morris in foul territory near the Crabs dugout. Has it for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, a runner left at the end of half an inning. Potters nothing. Here come the Crabs. This is exciting Crabs baseball, 107.3 FM. Are we back?
Yes.
Oh, all right, we're back. This is
Hey, we
bottom
got a
of the
little of
first
the
inning.
Crabgrass band playing Despacito. That's good dead air, if you ask me. You could listen to that all day.
I noticed they've updated their repertoire.
Yeah.
They were playing Pink Pony Club the other night.
Uh-huh. I am a huge fan of the Crabgrass band. I'm so pumped Liam saw to it I could be here when they're here because they add a whole level of energy to it. The Potters staff was here asking them to come to Lincoln.
Were they? Nice.
Absolutely.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Here comes Woodsy. We should get that Crabs lineup. Have we done
Yeah,
that
for
yet?
the Crabs. It's Keenan Morris leading off at third base. Logan Forsythe, the DH, bats second. Cameron Sewell at second base bats third. Adam Enyart will be the cleanup hitter. He's in right field. Tyler Howard in center. Bats 5th, Sutter Moss bats 6th in left field. Tate Medikoff at first base bats 7th. Nolan Lombardi catches and bats 8th. And Michael Perazzo, the shortstop, bats 9th. Here's Morris to lead it off against Eric Vassar for the Potters. Crabs looking to sweep.
Potters last saw Vassar on the 22nd of June. He pitched 3.2 innings in a 14-5 win for the Crabs there in Lincoln.
Tall right-hander. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball in there for a strike on the outside corner. Keenan Morris.
All sorts of trouble this year.
Comes in batting 367.
A lot of hits, a lot of walks, a lot of steals. Leads the team in steals.
Here's the pitch, and he takes a fastball inside. Defensively, it's Vassar on the mound. Adam Chang is the catcher. Ty McGraw at first, Tristan Russell at second, Everett Johnson at third, Zach Story at short, Jason Hansen in left, Brian Williams Jr. in center, and Eaton Cole is in right field.
Woodsy Owl and from the U.S. Forest Service and Super Salmon hanging out at the Arcade Ballpark.
1-1.
Good stuff.
Misses outside, 2-1.
Krusty will be fashionably late, I think.
The 2-1 in the air, left center field. Going back is Hansen, still going back, and it's over his head. On his way to second is Morris. Here comes the throw, not in time. A stand-up double for Keenan Morris.
Lead off double for number 9, doing what he does, getting on base. Jason Hansen had a tough play out there. Could have been up in the sun. I mean, the sun's pretty high in the sky right
long
now.
Run,
so
and he kind of turned in an awkward angle
like
at the last second.
Yeah, kind of had to overcorrected there and had to come back for it. But just a great opportunity for Humboldt here, starting off this ball game.
So here's Forsythe, batting 302.
Took Crabs all night to get a hit last night. It is great to see Keenan Morris knocking one out like that for a double. The Potters out hit the Crabs like 8-2 at one point, and it was a 1-point ball game last night.
And the pitch, there's a slider, misses low.
A little bit of action on that from
Chang
Vassar.
out to have a word. I don't know if he was crossed up on that or what, but
yeah, it's an interesting spot to take a trip to the mound there. What are we talking
it might
about,
have
do
been
you
some
think?
confusion about what the pitch was supposed to be.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess makes sense.
All right, here we go. Morris takes his lead out at second. Vassar sets. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses low. His fastball's pretty good, up in the 90s.
Yeah, he's going between 91 and 77, which is a pretty good differential. Can be tough to time it up with that big of a difference. You got to figure it out.
2-0.
Morris with a reasonable lead at second base. Not too big, but they're looking at him.
2-0 is high. So 3-0 now to Forsythe.
Morris will be pretty active out there. He'll move around a lot. I think he knows they know that he's a steal threat, and just making him think about him is plenty.
Right down the middle with a fastball.
Sounds like you had really good stars last night, Benjamin.
Oh, it was spectacular up on the mountain last night. Just gorgeous.
You said you were out till 2 in the morning?
I stayed out till 2 in the morning.
And you saw an owl.
And I saw an owl on the way home.
Very cool.
Yeah. In addition to several bunny rabbits.
Hopefully the bunny rabbits did not meet the owl.
No. 3-1. Fouled up against the screen, and the count goes full.
My dad was taking me down the road in winter in Montana one year, and it was nighttime, and an owl swooped into our headlights with a little bunny rabbit under
Oh, really?
It was like mortifying for me as a child, but very dramatic. Obviously burned into my memory.
Full count to Forsyth with Morris out at second. Nobody out, just getting started. Bottom of the first inning, no score. 3-2. And he fouls it up against screen. Just missed it. A big cut.
Morris was breaking, hoping for contact there. These two teams have been playing some great baseball. This is the last night of the series going for the sweep. No baseball tomorrow on Monday, but Tuesday and Wednesday, the Marysville Giants are in town. Solano Mudcats in town this weekend for the 4th of July. Come out to Crabs baseball. Benjamin, you were saying the season goes fast and too many people miss it.
Sure does.
How are the Crabs doing this year, they ask in August.
3-2. Oh, nasty slider on the inside corner, called strike
pitch.
3.
Great.
And that was
pitch. Gotta tip your
no
hat
doubt about
there.
that. One away. Perfect pitch. So here's Cameron Sewell.
This guy has been huge.
Yeah, you know, I
Humboldt.
I was just leaving Wildberries before the game, and somebody saw me wearing my Crabs cap, and
Yeah.
he came up and he said he was at the game last night. And he said,
Yeah.
I don't know, some guy there, he hit a ball on top of the roof. And I said, I bet that was the second baseman. I bet that was Sewell.
You hear that, Cameron? They're talking about you at the grocery store,
And I
my
knew who he was
friend.
talking about. For some reason, I just thought that just sounds like Cameron Sewell hit that.
That
Yeah.
was Cameron Sewell.
Here's the pitch, and he takes a fastball low and outside.
And it tied the ball game. And Lincoln did retake the lead, and the Crabs took it back and won. But it was a big moment. It was the first hit of the night, and it was a no-doubter. The right fielder was facing the wall from the minute it left the bat. It was awesome. He hit a 3-run shot to take the lead in the 6th inning against Lincoln in another game they've played. He's punished him.
Here's the 1-0, and he takes a fastball in there for a strike. Well, it leads the Crabs in average, 410.
Right.
He has 7 doubles. That's the most on the team.
Yeah.
And he has 4 home runs. That's second.
Yeah. To the guy who's coming next, which is Adam Enyart. As a 1-2 punch, Sewell Enyart for Humboldt is dangerous, especially if Keenan Morris gets on base, which he does.
The 1-1. This is inside with a change. 2-1 now to Sewell. 1 out. Morris out at second. From the set, here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. A huge cut there. 2-2.
Bright pink bat for Cameron Sewell. Ooh, old roadster going up 101. Like to see that. That was fun. Something from the 20s, maybe?
2-2.
Pontiac?
Swung on and missed. Got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Vassar.
92, just above center cut there for Vassar, and
Yeah,
he's
Sewell
not
just
shying
strung
away.
right through it.
Throwing strikes.
So here's Enyart,
Number 16,
batting
Adam.
.347, leads the club with 32 RBIs and 5 home runs.
Had a quiet night last night. 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Pretty much everyone had a quiet night last night. It was a grind.
Look out at second, and here's the pitch. This is high and inside.
Everyone except for Keenan Morris, who walked and got on base, because of course he did.
One another count. Here's the pitch. There's the fastball in there at the knees for a called strike. So 1-1 now to Enyart.
Big lead at second.
The 1-1. Big swing and a miss. 1-2.
These teams have seen 14-point games, plural. They've seen 2-3 games like last night. Hard to know what you're going to get.
A ball and 2 strikes now to Enyart. Here's the pitch. And he fouls that one out of play. That was the slider inside. Fooled him.
A foul ball to F Street brought to you
Enyart, good job just getting a piece of it.
Crabs beat the Potters on the 22nd, 14-5. They beat the Potters 10-14 on the 27th. I like putting 14 points on the second place team in the Pacific, runs on the second place team in the Pacific Empire League on a regular basis. That's cool. Big improvement for the Crabs against the Potters this year over last.
And 1-2, swung on and missed with the high fastball. So he ends up striking out the side after the leadoff double. Crabs fail to score. This is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. We're back. Thanks to Baywood Golf and Country Club and the Big Blue Cafe. Visit the Crabs' favorite, the Big Blue, on La Plaza in Arcata, serving breakfast and lunch all day. Welcome home to the Big Blue. Peniagua to lead it off for the Potters in the top of the second inning. No score. Zazuet out on the mound, and their first pitch is fouled up against the screen.
Peniagua hit a sac fly in the third last night to take the lead for the Potters. It was only a point gathering sack because of a wild pitch that moved the runner from second to third.
The 0-1. This is high.
Again, Freitas pitched a great game last night.
The 1-1 lined in the left field. Going back a few steps is Moss, and he's got it for out number 1.
Pretty straightforward line drive for Sutter Moss out there. Took a couple steps, put his glove up, caught it. Piece of cake.
Here's Chang, the catcher.
Both pitchers throwing strikes right away tonight. That's great.
And I think we might be seeing a pitcher's duel today.
Not shying from contact. I guess if you're faster, that's called striking them out.
Zazueta deals a fastball low. Just low.
Right on the margin. That was a pretty good pitch. 88, just below the zone.
Here's the 1-0. Misses high and away.
There were several moments last night that we were invoking you with the strike zone that we were getting, because it was kind of all over the place.
Was it all over the place?
Frequently at the expense of the Crabs. I thought I could hear you from the hillside at one point.
2-0. Misses low. I was listening to the game on the way up.
That's what you said. I was wondering if you could get it all the way up there where your telescope is. Probably not.
You can get it at the top of the hill, yeah.
If you stream it, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you can. Like,
oh, okay.
The radio reaches up there, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
3-0 pitch. Catches the outside corner with a fastball, 3-1.
Not too far outside either. It was 87 on that line. They were calling those strikes all night last night. Different umps, obviously, but at least in different locations.
The 3-1, ball 4. So Chang draws the walk. And here's Story, shortstop.
Up next, the shortstop, number 13, Zach Story.
Aiden Chang, Zach Story, Everett Johnson, and Cole Eaton. None of these folks batting at the bottom of the lineup played last night for the Potters.
They were all in the Friday night game.
Yeah. They've got pretty deep rosters with
That's
hitters
popped high in
and
the air,
pitchers.
back of second base. Howard coming in, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
I was saying they've got pretty good hitters, if I remember looking at their numbers, and their pitching roster is deep. They've been moving through as many as 7 or 8 pitchers a night against these Crabs.
That's why these teams are competitive, because they're deep.
The Crabs field 3 pitchers, 5 pitchers maybe, not 7 or 8 though. There's the traffic cone, whose name is escaped. Safety Sam.
Safety Sam.
This is the favorite in the media booth, and seeing him now, I think he's got a chance to win the race.
There's going to be a race, and that he's.
We're trying to figure out who's going to win.
Have the cone picked as the winner.
Yeah, I'm going for Super Salmon, but I get the interest in the cone. I like the sirens on Safety Sam's head.
Yeah, he's got all those yellow flashing lights.
Flashers.
The 1-0. He's hitting the air again, the center field. Howard coming in. And will be Howard making the catch for out number 3. No runs, no hits. There were no errors and a runner left. And at the end of an inning and a half, we are tied at 0. This is exciting Crabs baseball, 107.3 FM. We're back. Howard, Moss, and Medikoff to bat for the Crabs in the bottom of the second inning. Thanks to Crestmark Millwork, local manufacturer of custom cabinetry and millwork for commercial projects throughout California and Oregon, creating signature elements of extraordinary spaces since 1997. Crestmark is committed to promoting a healthy and productive society by investing in the relationships with employees, local communities, suppliers, and customers.
Check out their malt whiskey tasting room on G Street in Arcata.
Tyler Howard has only played in 8 games, but he's done a good job in those 8 games. He's batting .345.
Made some big statements on the road and here in Arcata. Went 0 for 4 last
And now
night.
come to bat for your humble Crabs, center fielder, number 17, Tyler Howard.
Got a mascot race coming up here in the middle of the 3rd. That's why all the mascots are here. Really looking forward to this. They just asked them to go line up there.
All right, we're going to stay here in the middle of the 3rd to call that race.
Yeah, we're going to try the play-by-play. We'll see how that goes. 12 runners. How far do they run?
Here's the pitch.
Is
This
it just
inside.
3rd to home?
I think it's just 3rd to home, yeah.
Okay. It's not like around the stadium like they do at the Major League Park.
I don't know if any of them can make it around the stadium.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
those heavy get-ups, and the 1-0 misses low, 2-0.
I don't think they breathe that well.
I don't think they do either.
I mean, McGruff is basically just wearing a hat and some gloves and is otherwise wearing a uniform of a police officer. So that might not count, in my opinion.
2-0, ground ball back up the middle. Second baseman
close.
has it. Throw to first in time. Nicely done by Williams Jr. I'm a little worried about McGruff because he's packing out there. And
I don't think you should be running with a firearm on your hip.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say.
so
I don't know. I'm sure they're trained, but as a
Here's
sports
Sutter
guy,
Moss.
it's uncommon to
I
see.
mean, it seems like an unfair advantage when you're armed.
Seems
I mean,
intimidating,
yeah,
at the very least.
I wouldn't want to
No.
try to pass him.
Right.
So here's Moss.
What is that? Well, here comes the Arcata Tiger. Pretty sure that's who that is.
That's the Arcata Tiger, yeah. Here's the pitch. And he taps one over to first base. Fast recovering, 2 away. That brings
Potters.
Tate Medikoff to the bat.
Potters faced the minimum throughout most of the night last night, and Keenan Morris led off with a hit. Otherwise, it looks like it could be more of the same.
He's looking pretty sharp out there. Here, Medikoff comes in batting .303 in 9 games. He has a home run. 6 RBI.
Double last night that ended with a third out play at the plate. Wasn't super close, but
here's a fastball in there for a strike. Great pitch.
Crabs were playing aggressive, trying to even the score at that point. Medikoff gave him an opportunity.
Oh, and 1. There's the change. He misses inside with it. Crabs have not lost a game at home this season.
They have not. 15-0? Is that ish?
Yeah.
Love that.
I think it's 16 now, actually.
16, 15. How about
1 and
one?
1 the count.
One more. How about that?
And there's a slider. It misses inside.
Oh, that's Kit Kat. That's who that is. I was going to say, that's not the Arcata colors. That's Kit Kat from Pacific Union. Nice. Elementary school mascot, high school mascot, college mascot.
Fouled out of play.
All levels of academia here. A lot on the line with this race. Unfortunately, we don't have historical wins, losses for Krusty. That was my question, was what's Krusty's average with these races?
The 2-2 is looped in the air out to shortstop, and that's going to end the inning. Crabs go in order in the bottom of the second. We are tied at 0, so we are now ready for the. Oh, it's middle of the third. Is that right? We're going to have the race.
Middle
the
of
race
the
is
third,
not
so
happening
we'll,
now. All right. So we'll go back to the studio.
Stay
We'll be back
tuned.
with the top of the third inning. This is Crabs Baseball 107.3 FM.
It says, happy birthday, dads to dad. We love you. Janet from Janet.
I've got a bunch of mascot names I can read here to tell us who's going to be racing. We have more sponsors to thank, and we'll do that. But Krusty Krab, of course, is racing. Bluefoot from Blue Lake Casino. Lucky Lager from Cal Poly Humboldt. Go Jacks. Sassy Sasquatch for the Roller Derby. Woodsy Owl for Forest Service. Safety Sam for Caltrans. Arcata High School Tiger. McKinleyville High School Panther just walked by, along with Kit Kat, the Pacific Union Elementary cat, walked by. 4 more. Crabgrass, the world-famous Crabgrass band mascot, is here. Super Salmon from Sequoia Park Zoo. McGruff, the crime dog, representing Arcata Police Department, and Pluggy from the Arcata Fire Department. That's who's running here at the bottom of this inning.
So
middle of this inning.
Eaton leads it off, the 9-hitter for the Potters. He takes a fastball outside from Zazueta.
We need a quick inning from Zazueta here. That'd be great. Just keep it tight.
The 1-0. Fastball misses outside again. 2-0. Relatively narrow strike zone today.
Yes, they were
A lot of
calling
those were strikes.
all of
earlier.
these ball strikes in the last,
2-0.
Maybe the large mass of home
Misses
plate has
just high.
shifted. It's drifted on.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a much more reasonable strike zone. 3-0.
I've learned that planets migrate, so maybe the mass at home plate has
They
migrated.
absolutely do migrate. Yep.
Yeah.
3-0. It's a strike at the knees, 3-1. Yeah, Saturn came up around 2 o'clock last night. It was really cool.
Are the rings on?
The rings are flat.
There you go.
You can see them. They just look like they just look like a
little tiny band
line.
there. Yeah, bummer.
The 3-0 is in there for a strike, 3-1.
Still pretty
Actually, I think it's 3-2, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's 3-2.
Counts full.
3-2 pitch. Outside, and he walks Eaton to lead off the top of the third.
Yeah, leadoff walk's not great.
Well, especially since it brings the top of the order back up.
Yes.
This is Russell. He flied to.
Last Sunday in the third inning, Zazweda walked in 3 runs.
Did he really?
He's telling me? I don't like repeating
How do I
these
not
things
remember
into
this?
the microphone.
Oh, it was on the road. Oh,
this
that's
was
why I
in
don't remember
Lincoln.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, walks have been the thing that has hurt the Crabs the most this year. There's been some wild pitches, some walks.
Yeah, the walks are insane.
The 2 nights ago when y'all were calling the 8th inning and on was just a nightmare and a slog.
That was terrible.
It should have been a shutout. I mean, not a shutout. It should have been a big win, and instead it was a drag and a worry.
I don't think our pitching stats are accurate. There's some kind of weird. Here's the pitch. Grounder to third, over to second for 1, back to first. Not in time.
Oh, that was close.
And the ball was hit slowly, though.
I think I just printed out the league stats.
So Eaton is erased 5-4, and Russell safe on the fielder's choice.
Next up, number 12.
Close to a double play. Really good opportunity for the Crabs defense there. They gave it a good effort.
The ball was just hit too slowly.
It was too slow. Yeah, it's hard when you got to charge that far before you can start that transition.
So here's Williams Jr. with a runner at first and 1 out. Short lead. Here's the pitch, and he takes a fastball high. The 1-0 fouled out of play.
I haven't seen crabgrass yet. What is crabgrass?
I've never even heard of
What
that.
does
I didn't know
crabgrass
their band
look
had a
like?
mascot.
It's a
1-1.
plant.
Oh, I did see the plant.
Is it?
Mrs. High 2-1. I saw someone walking around the. She has literally some crabgrass in a pot that she's walking around the ballpark with. And I
Wait.
wondered what that was about.
So they're just going to set the actual plant on the field?
I don't think that one's got a chance. The 2-1 is hit in right center field. That's going to be trouble. That's going to go all the way to the fence. Coming around third, and they're waving him home. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it gets away, and that's going to allow Williams Jr. to go to third.
Just on the throw.
Yeah, so a double,
No error.
and then an error on the throw by, I guess that was Sewell.
That was right between 368
on the
and 338 on the outfield
that's
wall
not.
there, just into the gap, lobber with
Yeah.
plenty of time to hang. The runner was off right away and made it all the way around, and the throw to home was just high, and that let the hitter there, what was that, Brian Williams Jr. that hit that? Yeah, the center fielder for the Potters, just putting the first runs on the board here for Lincoln.
So 1-0 Lincoln. I'm not going to call it an error on that play because I think he would have made it to third anyway on the throw.
I think he was off, yeah.
But now the Crabs have the infield pulled in on the grass with a runner at third and nobody out, and
really important that the Crabs dodge a crooked number
only
here.
1 out.
Yeah, this is a tight spot. 1 out, runner on third. Obviously, a lot of ways Potters can score.
0-1 the count to Hansen, and he takes a fastball inside.
A huge part of the win last night is that the Crabbies would get out of these situations without more than a run coming across, and it's an ask, but that's what we need from this defense right now.
Here's the pitch, way outside.
Yeah.
So an RBI for Williams Jr. He's at third. 2-1 the count to Hansen. He singled his first at bat. Here's the pitch. And that's cut right through the drawn in infield on the right side for a base hit. And I was just about to say the problem with drawing in the infield is it makes it a lot easier for someone to poke a ball through and bring in that run. And that is precisely what happened. So 2-0 now in favor of the Potters. That brings McGraw to the bat. Hansen's 2 for 2 now.
Yeah, that was a great slap there by Hansen, just connecting on an 87 mile an hour strike just above and inside the zone, the center cut there. Trouble for the Crabs here early.
Here's the pitch. Uh-oh, in the air. No, he got under it.
Yeah,
In the air to right field, playable.
Well,
And that's going to drop. Nobody's going to get it.
Oh,
And
boy.
now Enyart and Sewell out there
That's just a single, right?
bumping into each other, and nobody gets it. That's just, it falls for a hit, but kind of a...
it looked like a easy playable ball to Enyart in right field there. Sewell was drifting quite a ways back. It looked like the communication was clear. Sewell just had a bad angle on it. I wonder if it might have been
I don't
better to
know.
give over to number 16 there and let the right fielder come forward and make
But
that.
Yakety Yak would have been an appropriate soundtrack for that play.
That's my walk-up song.
Because that's
That's my
That's how
walk-up
it
song.
looked.
Folks, if you want to submit,
It was a tough spot.
make your way to the red Merc Barn.
So now runners on first and second, only 1 out. 2 runs are in. Here's Paniagua.
The silver lining is the Crabs have a double play opportunity. That's what we're going to sit on right now. That's what they need to get out of this inning.
For the 81st season.
Obviously, a strikeout or a near pop out, all that's fine, but double play, get the offense back out there.
Crabs obviously think they're not going to get a lot of runs off of Vassar because they brought the infield in the third inning. It backfired. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed.
It was a low-scoring, tight game last night. The Crabs were
Yeah.
struggling at the plate. Both teams, I mean, the Potters were hitting and getting on base. They just couldn't plate anybody.
0-1.
Real heartbreaker last night if you're a Potters fans.
And the next pitch is popped in the air, back of home plate. Lombardi coming back, but it's going to fall
Oh, that's on our roof.
right off the deck, actually. It hit the deck.
Oh, that was the deck over there? No,
Yeah.
sounded like our roof. The one thing we will say is nobody caught it. Did they have a chance to catch it? I didn't see where
No, that hit the deck out in front of by the booth
Oh,
there. So
over there,
we
I
don't
got it,
allow
I got it.
riffraff out there. So. 0-2 the count.
Shots fired. Crabs need an out or two.
The 0-2, way outside, and a nice diving catch by Lombardi on that fastball.
That was a really important grab because it was plays like that that move people from second to third with 1 out that set up a sack opportunity that make bad situations worse.
Yeah, there's only 1 out.
That's what bit them last night. That was the first run across the plate last night was something very similar to that. So huge grab there.
Zazueta looks at second,
by Nico Lombardi.
sets, and deals down low.
Falling behind here.
2-2.
There we go. Now I'm caught up.
Two in the air to right field. Enyart is there. He makes the catch. Everybody holds.
Yeah, everybody stays put.
2 away. Here's Chang. He walked his first appearance.
Next up for the Potters, number 9, Aiden Chang.
The Arcaded Tiger is doing some stretching over there, getting ready.
Look out at second. Zazueta deals. Fastball. Good pitch right at the knees on the outside corner for a called strike.
Reminder to keep it here for the mascot race.
Yoan, way high and outside. He's really missing wildly with that changeup.
Started out throwing great strikes and now making.
He's got the fastball in there, but
Nico Lombardi
whatever that
worked down
change is
there.
not even close. It's
Yeah.
just sailing way. That's the third pitch that Lombardi had to leap to catch.
Wow.
All the same. 1-1. Here's a fastball, and he hits it off the hands in a shallow center field. That's trouble. That's going to score another run. And it's 3-0 in favor of the Potters. RBI single for Chang. Hansen in to score. McGraw to second.
Just a lobber over the second baseman out there. No opportunity for anybody. Just some clutch hitting. Lincoln doing what we said they shouldn't, putting up a crooked number here.
So here's Story. He flied to center his first at bat. And the pitch way high with a fastball.
At bat number 13, Zach Story.
Well, that ball was not hit hard at all by Chang. He really just, it was a fastball in on the hands, and he
Lobber.
just sort of lobbed it out to center field. That's right.
Perazo got a good angle, good break. He just couldn't get there.
The 1-0. Lashed into left field. That is going to be off the fence. Here comes another run to score. The throw into second, and they got him. I think.
No call. That was
There's no
clear.
call. Are they just freezing?
That was a clear tag. He's out.
And he is called out finally.
Yeah.
Yes. But the run does score, though, to make it 4-0 in favor of the Potters. It's a double for Story. It's a single for Story, and he's thrown out at second. 7-4 to end the inning. And that makes it 4-0 in favor of the Potters. It's time for the mascot race. So we'll keep it here.
If you look down the third base line, Benjamin, you're going to see just a whole host of mascots from the community. We got the Humboldt Roller Derby Sasquatch. We got Lucky Logger from Cal Poly Humboldt. Let's go, Jacks. My favorite is Super Salmon there from the Sequoia Park Zoo. They are all lined up.
Well, I got to say, I got a soft spot for the sassy Sasquatch, but
Krusty Krab is lined up next to Safety Sam. They are on the
Safety
line.
Sam, there's the Tiger, there's that blue Bigfoot. We got the McGruff Crime Dog.
Crabgrass is out there. Here we go.
We got the Arcata High Tiger.
Yeah.
And they're about to call it. From
Here they go.
third base to home. Here they go, and they're off. And the Bigfoot has a big lead, but Krusty on the outside is going to win it. Krusty, the Crab, home field, and Matt Filar got knocked down. He's okay, but he got hit by by the Tiger there. But he's fine.
Bluefoot from the Blue Lake Casino was right there, making it close.
But Krusty just burst out of the pack there.
Knows how to run these base
That's right, and really just dominating.
Doing it a long time. A little bit of shoving there from the Arcata Tiger. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Getting rough. Very exciting.
Well.
Good times.
So let's mark it down. Krusty wins this year. We'll remember that next year.
Really important that we keep track of
anybody. I don't know where the cone. I picked the cone to win it, but
it's a long walk back for these mascots now. It is. Again, I don't know that most of those costumes breathe very well. Just a really fun opportunity for the fans here to see something like that.
Hey, among the photographers,
all right.
here for Matt Filer.
So the Crabs trail 4-0 now in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah.
It'll be Nolan, Lombardi, Perazo, and Morris to bat. And they've got quite a job ahead of them because Eric Vassar is dealing.
He is, and these Potters are deep, and you can't expect them to stop at 4. Again, it's been 10-14, and like both teams have been putting up double digits, so the Crabs need to get busy here. We're coming around to the top of the order, which is good. That's a good opportunity, but it's going to take everybody on the team doing a little bit of contribution. Most important, I feel like, is avoiding early outs. If you're leading off, can't get out. Got to get on base.
So here's Lombardi.
Top hitters come up with 2 out. It's just not the opportunity that you need when you're trailing by this much.
Lombardi in 7 games has 5 hits and 30 at-bats.
I don't think he played last
including
night.
A double. And he fouls that one up against the screen. He has not had a lot of playing time. He's only been in 7 games.
Yeah, I think Forsyth was the catcher last night. He's made some big plays behind home plate already tonight. I feel like the Potters could have even more if he wasn't making some of those grabs.
Oh, for sure. Here's the 0-1. And he takes a fastball away. 1-1. Is lined in the left field for a base hit.
Nice. That's exactly what they needed. It's just a little line drive, nothing too fancy, but most importantly, you are starting off the inning with a runner on and nobody out. This is a big opportunity, obviously, for Michael Peraza, who was the hero last night, but you got the leadoff hitter coming after that. This is what we need.
From Cal Poly Humboldt here for Mascot Day.
Peraza batting .321 in 14 games.
Up next, the
5
shortstop, number
RBIs.
13, Michael Peraza.
2 triples. He's the only player who has a triple, and he's got 2 of them.
Pretty sure he
Batting
had
left-handed. Here's the pitch, and he takes inside a fastball.
1 hit last night, and it won the ball game. And it was exciting. All of our games are saved on YouTube, friends, if you don't know that already. Fun to listen to them afterwards.
The 1-0 is hit in the air down the left field line. Foul territory towards the bullpen, and he's not going to catch up with it. Hansen out there.
That foul ball brought to you by Big Planet. By Wild Planet sponsoring that foul ball.
Ball and strike to count. One and one. And that fastball rides high, 2-1.
It's a good call.
Well,
like wearing a baseball uniform, probably got some spikes on. I don't know.
I didn't expect Krusty, because the thing with Krusty is, on the one hand, Krusty does have 6 legs.
And that should help.
And it should help. But on the other hand, swung on and missed. 2-2. You know, he runs sideways.
It's true.
So, you know, I couldn't
Yeah.
decide, but it turned out that,
More of a scuttle than a run,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
you know, and so you wouldn't expect him to be very quick, but he
Listen,
blew him away.
he's had a lot of time in this
Wasn't that
field
close.
to learn these lines. Krusty's been walking up and down here, the Arcata Ballpark,
2-2 is fouled out of play.
for decades. Longer than either of us, I think.
Actually,
He's
not
got
longer
even
than me.
No, you were here
No.
before Krusty showed up?
No, yep.
Wow. Amazing. That's impressive. What year did he show up?
I don't know, but there was no
You remember
Krusty
the
when I
before
first
times?
started, yes.
There wasn't even Krusty the Crab.
2-2 the count.
Hear that, kids? You have no idea how good you have it here.
I
at
started the
Arcata
first year the
Ballpark.
Crabs went to Wood Bats, which was 1999.
Wow. Yep, and you were upset when they found electricity and started doing the night game.
2-2. I was thrilled that the Crabs had switched to. I was a fan. I can't come to the games before that, but I didn't like that they were using aluminum. Here's the pitch.
Yeah.
Misses outside. They were using aluminum bats at that time.
Right.
And I've always.
It's not the same.
It's not. It's
The
nonsense.
sound is fine. The baseball bat, it's
It's
iconic,
terrible.
man.
It's awful. Yeah.
The wood bat on the ball when you
Yeah.
get a good hit, that's iconic.
But they went to Wood Bats in 1999, and that was
Okay.
great.
That's good to know.
And that's the year I started. 3-2. Misses outside, and he walks Peraza. So now the
go.
Crabs got something going here. Nobody out. Runners on first and second for Keenan Morris.
Got a shout out to the booth to Bro from Hunter, best pitcher and big brother.
Really, really
Love
big
him
walk
every
there
Saturday.
for Michael Peraza.
Number 7 fan Hunter.
No outs. 2 on. Keenan Morris with a great opportunity here.
The Crabs trail by 4. They need
Chip
some
it
runs.
away. They
Number
do.
9, Keenan Morris.
Morris doubled his first at bat.
High school and college, they use metal bats, and every time you bump this bat, it makes a sound. I find it.
That's why I don't watch college baseball.
Yeah.
I don't like the metal bats. Here's the pitch. This is outside. I mean, you might as well play softball.
Listen, I'm a big softball fan.
Yeah, I mean, softball's great if, you know, but not to watch on TV.
Oh, interesting.
Want another count.
I like the pitching, man. They rip. It's fun.
The 1-0. Ground ball back up the middle, off the mound. The second baseman got it, shuffled the second, not in time.
That's right.
Great
That's right.
attempt by Tristan Russell. He tried to shuffle the ball right out of his glove as he turned around. The ball was not hit that hard, and he just missed getting Peraza at second. Instead, the bases are going to be loaded with nobody out for Logan Forsythe. So an infield hit.
Keenan Morris continuing to get on base. As you said, really good effort by Tristan Russell, tossing it back, or who was it, Eaton? Russell tossing to Story. Is that what was happening there? The problem was he just put it a little too high.
Well, yeah.
The slide was coming in, and he had to reach up to grab it.
It was a desperate move.
It was a really good effort. Almost made the big out there. Nobody out. Cast of Crabs. Bases loaded. Go Crabs. Let's see it. Cameron Sewell could make him pay.
Forsythe struck out his first at bat.
Oh, this is
and
Forsythe.
the pitch is behind him and all the way to the back. That hit him.
It hit him.
And goes all the way to the backstop. It's a dead ball, but it'll score a run. It didn't hit really. I mean, it basically just brushed his uniform.
Welcome back, Benjamin, says Liam.
Really.
The pitching has returned to form here at the Arcata Ballpark. Now it's Cameron Sewell looking at a bases loaded situation and nobody out. And if they can avoid any catastrophe, it's either Sewell or Enyart who has a great opportunity to right the ship here. They are trailing 3 with an opportunity to put 4 runs on the board and the 2 big sticks coming up. This is what we need.
Sewell struck out his first at bat. Now a conference out on the mound. We've got the whole infield out there. Coach has his say. Now he heads back to the dugout. We got someone stretching in the bullpen for the Potters. The Crabs bullpen is quiet.
Potters have a lot to say. They are in a tight spot right now. Again, it was the 4th inning last night where Cameron Sewell put one on the roof of City Hall.
So here he is.
With the city council here. They were here because they were celebrating the opening of the park, so they got to see Cameron Sewell violate the building. Let's go, Cameron. This is great. This is what you want.
And the pitch. Ooh, he just missed a fastball and fouled it up against the screen. 92 mile an hour. Fastball, Vassar.
Here comes Crest.
Really reared back on that one.
Getting people fired up.
0-1. And he taps that one foul, and it's 0-2.
Let's hear it for our very own Krusty Krab.
Got some politics going between Krusty and the McKinleyville Panther here in the ballpark. They'll make nice. There's no rivalry there that I know of. Keep the Panther and the Tiger separate, though. That much I know.
The 0-2. And that's swung on and missed. So Sewell strikes out for the second time this afternoon. 1 away.
92 miles an hour.
Yeah, I just blew it right by him.
Pure strike.
So here's Enyart with the bases loaded and 1 out. A run is in for the Crabs. It's 4-1 in favor of the Potters.
Obviously, you always want to score some runs, but just really want to emphasize the score being what it is, the Potters being who they are. Crucial for the Crabs to strike back here.
From the set. And the pitch is hit hard, foul over towards the Potters dugout, and it ricochets back onto the field.
And he started with a walk from Michael Peraza, base hit from Keenan Morris. Logan Forsythe hit by pitch. I guess Nico Lombardi started the inning with a hit is what happened.
That's right.
That's my bad, I got that. He's colored in because it came around, that's why I got confused.
Enyart struck out his first at bat. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball to short. Over to second for 1, back to first, and it's a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning.
Oh, brutal.
For the Crabs, they get a run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 left, and at the end of 3, it's 4-1 in favor of the Potters. This is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. We are back thanks to Humboldt Cypress Grove Cheese, leading producer of delicious artisan goat cheese, including Humboldt Fog, one of the most famous cheeses in the country. Proudly based in Arcata, Cypress Grove Cheese is available at cheese shops and grocery stores nationwide and online at cypressgrovecheese.com. There's nothing like that Humboldt Fog feeling. And thanks to Charleston Tree Services, here to help you with your growing concerns. Their locally owned and operated family business has served homeowners and commercial property owners throughout Humboldt County since 2007.
Don't look now, but the West Coast Kings are leading the Healdsburg Prune Packers 4-1.
What inning are they in?
They're in the bottom of the 5th. Let's go West Coast Kings. The Healdsburg Prune Packers dominating the Pacific Empire League in typical times, but there we go.
Johnson, Eaton, and Russell to bat here in the top of the 4th inning, leading 4-1. The first pitch from Zazueta is in the dirt.
We've got another round of 50-50 tickets happening in the stands if you missed the first round.
Pacific Empire League standings, according to their homepage, have the Prune Packers on top with a 22-5 overall record. Crabs, wait, this isn't right.
That
this
can't
is
be
from
right.
last year. This is the point streak is so weird.
Yeah.
It takes you to the year before almost constantly. I don't understand it.
1-0.
That was through the Pacific Empire League's homepage. I clicked their standings link, and it took me to last year's point streak page.
Yeah, that's weird.
Cool.
This is low 2-0 now the count.
Let's see if I can find the real one.
And that's hit in the air. Shallow left field, Moss. Actually, it's going to be Perazo out on the grass. I lost that one off the bat. And Perazo makes the catch at shortstop for out number 1. Here's Eaton.
Happy birthday, Alicia. Next up for the Potters, number 6, Cole Eaton.
Eaton walked his first appearance. And he takes a breaking pitch in there for a strike. Nice pitch.
Crabs got one back. They still trail by 3. Important to keep the Potters quiet this inning.
The 0-1. This is outside.
Your attention, please. We need our young fans away from the net, please. Away from the net so the ball doesn't get you.
The 1-1. Breaking pitch is a strike. Better get the taser.
Better get the taser, he says.
1-2.
You're supposed to want people to come to the ballpark, Benjamin.
1-2 is fouled.
There's no tasers at the ballpark.
No, we don't have a taser.
Except for maybe on McGruff, the crime dog. I can't speak for him.
A ball and 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. Hit in the air to left center field. That might be trouble, and that is instead going to be caught by Howard. Cruises over, makes the catch. 2 away. Howard makes it so easy, look so easy out there in center field.
He flashes from out
he
of
just
nowhere
cruises over
sometimes. There. Yeah, that was a really good grab there in the gap near where there was a double play or a triple, I think, hit earlier this game was in that same area. This one was obviously flying a little higher, giving him more time to get there.
So here's Russell back to the top of the order. He's 0 for 2. And that's tap foul.
Robin Giacone coming away with that baseball.
And the next pitch is a ground ball tapped foul, wide of third. So 0-2 now to Russell. The 0-2 misses low.
Again with that off speed. Struggling to find the zone still.
Yeah, that pitch has to be closer if it's going to be effective. The 1-2 misses low, 2-2. Doesn't have to be a strike, but it does have to be, you know, somewhere
nearby.
Somewhere near the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed, got him. 1, 2, 3 go the Potters in the 4th. They lead it 4-1. This is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. Welcome back. Thanks to Compass Community Credit Union. Hey, Crabs fans, Compass Community Credit Union is happy to point you toward a better banking experience. Visit their conveniently located branches in Arcadia and Eureka or online at compassccu.org. That's compassccu.org. Also, the North Coast Co-op and the North Coast Mercantile, family-owned and operated, serving Humboldt County since 1951. North Coast Mercantile brings you a fantastic assortment of domestic, import, and craft beers, as well as wine, spirits, non-alcoholic beverages, and snacks. Check out the Titus Trailer in Right Field Beer Garden at the Arcata Ballpark, where they have 8 taps featuring local microbrews, wine, and cider. 4-1 Potters. It'll be Howard, Moss, and Medikoff for the Crabs in the bottom of the 4th inning against Eric Vassar. Out on the mound for the Potters. There is some, not really action in the Potters bullpen. They're mostly just playing catch out there, I think.
Yeah, it looks right. We do have
there is someone stretching in the Crabs bullpen, although I don't know if he's getting ready to come in or.
We have the current Pacific Empire League standings here. Give them to you after this pitch.
The 1-0 in the air to center field. Coming in is Williams Jr. He's got it for out number 1.
The Healdsburg Prune Packers lead the Pacific Empire League with a 7-2 record. They are currently losing to the West Coast Kings in the 5th, 4-1. Let's hope that continues. Medford Rogues are 4-2. They lost last night, but not to a Pacific Empire League opponent. Crabs are 3rd, 5-3. Lincoln Potters 4-4. Love to see that. Solano Mudcats 2-6, and the West Coast Kings down there at the bottom 0-5. I expect Healdsburg to come back and win that game given those standings, but you never know.
There's Moss, and he takes a strike on the outside corner.
That's
right
why
on the
they
black.
play those games.
Great pitch.
That was a good pitch. Howard flied out to 8.
3-0-1 check swing, and it's a called strike. 0-2. The 0-2 to Moss. Ground ball to short. And he boots it. Error on Story.
Yeah, it was a different shortstop last night for the Potters, but it was a very similar situation with a relatively routine play to shortstop just coming off the glove wrong. Crabs getting an opportunity then, which I think played it a run, and they've got a similar story here if they can move him around.
Here's Medikoff, popped to short his first at bat.
Was that an error?
Yes. That was what we call in philosophy a paradigm case. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside.
In debate, we would call it categorical.
1-0, yeah. 1-0 to Medikoff.
That's all well, the paradigm. I just apply the category, I guess.
Throw to first. Wind, just a lazy breeze out in center field.
It is perfect.
Misses down low. The flag just kind of, yeah, lazily waving out there. it's often the case on Sunday afternoons.
Love that for summer baseball. Blue skies, a little bit of a
It is
breeze.
just a gorgeous day here today.
Can't beat it. This is the
2-0. Big swing and a miss. 2-1 on the fastball.
It's days literally like today that you wait all winter for.
Absolutely.
You know, this
and all
is
spring
it.
and most of summer.
Soak it up, Arcata.
2-1.
Also good parts of the summer. June gloom, they call it.
2-1. Not to be confused with the July
Foggy
fog
nonsense.
And yeah.
It sounds like a band from Humboldt County.
2-2
July
the
Fog
count.
and the Troublemakers or something.
Yep. Just a gorgeous, clear day. Moss over at first. 1 out. Crabs are trailing 4-1. Here's the pitch. Oh, nasty slider on the outside corner, called strike 3.
Sure looked like it was heading out of the zone, and it was center of the strike zone. Really, really mean pitch there.
Merikoff gone. So here's Lombardi. He's singled his first at bat.
5 strikeouts for Vassar, if I'm counting
Yeah,
correctly.
well, he's been good. Yeah, I have 1, 2. Yep, 5.
Cutting him down.
Pitch is a slider way outside. So Moss at first with 2 away. 1-0 the count to Lombardi. And he hits that one on the ground to third. Throw to first. Ends the inning. For the Crabs, no runs. There were no hits. There was an error and a runner left. And at the end of 4, they trail 4-1. This is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. We're back. Williams Jr., Hansen, and McGraw to bat for the Potters in the top of the 5th inning. Thanks to U.S. Bank strengthening our local communities. Their commitment comes to life through the people, practices, programs, and policies. Together, we can make a difference in the communities we serve.
I'm sorry they only give you 1 call a day. I guess that's the price for what you get.
All right. Zazueta still out on the mound for the Crabs.
Don't forget, water containers.
Do a right-hander warming in the pen.
We were talking last night, Benjamin, about how much you love the ghost runner on second in extra innings, which is not something you enjoy. But one of the upsides is we think it puts more bunting in the game. Do you think that's true? Do you think that's a
true,
consolation you would make? That
I wouldn't call it a consolation. I think it's a fact about it. But
you're just emphatically against, even if we can find a silver lining.
Yeah,
you're like, no,
yeah,
absolutely not. Okay.
Everything has a silver lining. I mean, here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside, 1-0. I mean,
I do think the saying is every cloud has a silver lining. I think that's how that works.
Yeah.
It's about finding optimism in life, Benjamin, not about it actually being there.
1-0. This is a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. The thing is it'd just be better if there weren't any clouds, right? I mean,
well,
yes. So it'd be better if the runner didn't exist at all.
That's not what the phrase is for, Benjamin.
1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. This is inside.
Good times. Oh dear.
No, I had somebody used to argue with me about how like the DH is cool because it lets older players, continue to play. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's a fact. It's true. It does do that. This is outside, 3-1.
I will concede your point and maintain my opposition.
Kind of like, well, yeah, if you want to watch a bunch of old guys play baseball, then yeah, it's great. But who can't run and can't field, then that's cool. But
yeah, just a laundry list of negative arguments.
3-1 goes right down the middle.
When it comes to the designated hitter in
unbelievable.
baseball.
3-2.
Oh, boy. Good times.
Next pitch misses away, and Williams Jr. walks to lead off the fifth.
Second time on base this game. Not great. He's fast.
Yeah, he doubled he doubled back in the third.
He's their center fielder. He's got a bunch of steals, if I'm not mistaken, and I would imagine they're going to stay aggressive here. They got a score to settle with Humboldt.
Here's Hansen. He's 2 for 2.
Not a big lead at first.
And fastball in there for a strike. Yeah, I don't think this Potter's team runs very much.
Right. Well, you were saying to Liam the other night that you think the Crabs are built more for power this year.
I think for sure they don't run as much as they did in the past.
Yeah,
and they got it picked off. The throw down to second, and he's a dead duck.
Toasters. Crabs, knowing what we know up here in the booth, which is the fast guy with a lot of steals, likes to steal base. And he broke, and they caught him. Nowhere to go. 1 out. Base is clean.
So 0-1 was count to Hansen. Now with nobody on. And he takes a strike on the outside corner.
Whoops. Sorry.
0-2. In the dirt.
That was a big pickoff right there. If he steals and he's on with 1 out in second base, that's not great.
The 1-2 line right back up the middle and through for a base hit.
Tough situation.
Hansen's third hit of the game.
Yeah, he hit that right past Zazweta's heel there. He had no chance at a glove there, and it rolled right past the second base into the outfield.
All right, so here's McGraw. He's 1 for 2.
Here's the thing. If that steal goes through and that runner's on second, that hit moves him to third, and they've got a sac fly opportunity.
Yeah.
Literally erasing potential runs here with that pickoff. Really important.
Here's the pitch. Fastball is high. The 1-0 misses low.
Still enjoying your grouching about the designated hitter.
Abomination. Unbelievable. 2-0 the count.
It's good times.
Fouled out of play. I used to root for the National League and the World Series because they didn't have the DH. Now,
for that reason.
Now it's just irrelevant. Now,
yeah,
I have no reason to care, unless it's the Giants.
I love the idea of pitchers batting. They're just so bad.
2-1. Yeah, that's the point.
It's like having the field goal kicker out there for your football team. Like, technically you are a football player, but this is not a thing that you do. But it's true. Like, kicking is a big part of football, and that is a big part of baseball. That's how it works.
2-1 is in the dirt. 3-1.
I'm just here for the game. When they make the change, I grouch about it, I let it go. Some people will carry a grudge all the way to the end.
I'm carrying it all the way to the end.
I'm looking right at you.
Yeah, I'm carrying it all the way to the end.
Yeah.
3-1. And the next pitch misses outside.
Oh dear.
So there's the walk. To put runners on first and second with 1 out.
Hey, we got a shout out to the booth to Lila and V, visitors from Geneva, Switzerland. Welcome to your first Crabs game.
And here comes Ciccone out to the mound. The Crabs do have a right-hander ready in the pen.
I don't think I'm going to be able to see who that is.
I don't think he's taking him out, but
they're definitely throwing.
Folks, it's great to have the folks of Humboldt sponsors in the right field picnic today. They're a local charitable nonprofit organization.
Zazueta has been good at times, and then wild and not so good at others. It's been an up-and-down game for him, and he gave up 4 runs in the 3rd, and now he's in trouble here in the 5th. And he has walked 1, 2. Well, he's actually only walked 3 batters, but he's also hit a batter. No, he's walked 3, that's it. But he's given up a lot of, like, loop hits and that kind of thing.
Right. In difficult situations with runners on and stuff, you know, it's like
that's the problem
yeah.
You know, 3 walks is one thing, but then you walk a couple guys and then you give up the big hit.
That's it. And that was the difference, I think. Last night and the night before with Fregus and Standish is they were able to get themselves out of those situations, and that's hard.
So here's Paniagua. He takes a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Paniagua is 0 for 2. The 0-1 in the air to center field. Going back is Howard. It's over his head. That's going to bounce up against the wall. 1 run is in. They're going to hold the runner at 3rd, and that's a stand-up double for Paniagua, and it's 5-1 now in favor of the Potters.
That was like a line drive out there to center field, and the only consolation we can find, which makes everyone but maybe Benjamin feel a little better, is that it's not a 2-run shot, which is what it would have been. Either way, Potter's piling it on here.
Here's Chang. He's walked and singled, so he's 1 for 1, and that's it. That's it for Zazueta. Here comes Robin.
Looks like maybe Collins coming in is what I'm hearing. Cody Collins.
So Cody Collins, number 33, will come in to replace Zazueta. Let's go back to the studio and thank some more of our sponsors. This is Crabs Baseball 107.3 FM. We're back. So Cody Collins on in relief of David Zazueta here in the top of the 5th inning. The Potters have plated a run to make it 5-1 in their favor. They've got runners on 2nd and 3rd with only 1 out. And so a chance to bust the game open here for the Potters.
You know they're jonesing to do it. The Crabs have been breaking their hearts on the road, at home. They would love to give Humboldt their first loss of the season here at Arcata Ballpark as the Crabgrass Band finishes with Dionne Warwick over there.
No, that's Pat Benatar.
That's Benatar's. I got you. It was either way, heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker.
Yeah, I'm here for it. It was loud.
Yeah. Band is rocking. All right, so whatever reasons, Collins still taking his warm-up pitches out there. And
part of Alumni Fest.
Now we're ready to go.
Weekend.
Chang steps up. So McGraw's at third, Paniagua at second,
Number 9, Aiden Chang.
and here's Aiden Chang. Calling sets. Here's the pitch. Slider outside. Story on deck. Crabs are in on the corners. The 1-0 in the air to center field. That's going to score the run. Catch is made by Howard. Here comes McGraw, and it's 6-1 now in favor of the Potters. Sacrifice fly for Chang.
It's a tough spot. Just a great lob out there
Next up, number 13.
with a runner on. Nothing you can do about that. Crabs need to get busy here in the middle innings on offense.
Paniagua stays at second. Here's Story. 2 outs. Collins sets, and there's a slider way outside.
Did you see this, Liam? Someone saying something about volume. I don't know if that's meaningful or not, for whatever.
Yeah, no, I listened to it. It sounds fine. So I don't know.
The 1-0 down low.
Got fans from Green Valley and Scottsdale, Arizona there on YouTube. Arizona representing Krabby Baseball today. Dig it.
2-0. Hard ground ball foul, wide of third. 2-1 now the count to Story. Story has flied to center and singled. He was thrown out at second, trying to stretch it into a double. Two and one. Here's the pitch. Here's a strike at the knees. Good slider. Right knee level. Actually a little bit low according to the TrackMan, but called strike. 2-2. A look out at second. And now he steps off. Ooh, just misses, low and away.
That was a ball.
3-2 the count.
Cheerful Arcata crowd has advice that's probably not needed today for the umpire.
3-2, called strike 3
There we
on the
go.
inside corner.
Needed it.
Happy trails, that ends the inning. But 2 more runs for the Potters on 2 hits. There were no errors and a runner left, and at the end of 4.5, they lead at 6-1. This is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. back. Bottom of the 5th inning, it'll be Peraza, Morris, and Forsyth, with the Crabs trailing 6-1. Again, Eric Vassar still on the mound for the Potters. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for the Crabs. 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Potters.
Vassar's been good, and he's working with a big lead right now. We've seen a lot of pitchers from the Potters, but right now they're under no real pressure.
Coming to bat for the Humboldt Crabs, number
Swap it up.
13, Michael Peraza.
Same spot we were in, it feels like, in the third, or the bottom of the third, with Peraza in the top of the batting order coming up. We need runs.
Peraza walked his first appearance.
They came through before.
Here's the pitch. Low and outside. 1-0 to Peraza. The 1-0 misses inside, 2-0. There's a fastball right down the middle.
Peraza's a .321 hitter with 18 hits, 2 doubles, 2 triples. No homers this year.
The 2-1. Grounded foul, wide of first.
80 miles an hour, right in the heart of the strike zone there. Just on top of it and a little late.
2 balls, 2
Early.
strikes is the count.
Early.
Two. In the air to left field near the line. Hansen's under it. 1 away.
Just a lazy fly ball out to left field there, no problem. That brings up Keenan Morris. We hate to keep asking him to produce, but with this kind of a deficit, real important he gets on base again. He's walked and hit.
Doubled and singled.
Doubled and singled. Oh, my double looks like a, that's why.
Leading the lineup for your Humboldt Crabs at the plate, number 9, Keenan Morris.
And the pitch. Backdoor breaking pitch misses away.
Large butterfly just flew by the media booth. That was great. Not a mascot, actual butterfly.
The 1-0. Down low.
There it goes again. See it?
Yeah, that's a yellowtail or swallowtail.
Needs to get away from the net. Got your butterfly taxonomy and everything.
2-0.
Dang.
Down low, 3-0. I only know 2 of them.
Okay. Well, I'm impressed.
3-0. Right down the middle with a fastball. 3-1 now to Morris.
That was a great pitch. Coming right at him there. 3-0 makes sense. Morris takes.
Get it in fastball. Three and 1. Grounder up the middle.
Maybe.
And knocked down by the shortstop. He picks it up, throws to first, not in time. Infield hit.
Wow.
For Morris. His 3rd hit of the afternoon.
I mean, what can you say about Keenan Morris getting it done again and again and again, but you cannot take anything away from the Potter shortstop, Zach Story. He sold out for that, stopped it, almost got it. Morris beat that by like a step. That was close.
Yeah.
Just a great defensive
Great job
play
just
there.
to knock it down.
Absolutely.
So with 1 out and Morris at first, here's Forsyth. He's 0 for 1.
Morris is like clockwork.
He's locked in, that's for sure. Big lead over at first. And now they throw over there. We'll see if he's stealing down by 5.
Need runs. He's got 15 on the season if we don't count today's game. He's got 1 today. Did he steal?
No.
No.
Crabs are generally aggressive even when they're behind, and that hits the batter. And so Forsythe hit for the second time this afternoon by a pitch. So Morris will go to second.
That is the second time Forsythe's been hit. He's the only batter that they've hit. Starting to get personal, maybe.
Here's Sewell. He's struck out twice, and last time it was with the bases loaded.
Yeah, that was a tough spot for someone.
Looks like they're going to make a change.
Usually comes through. They got one.
I can't tell if he's just coming out to have a word or what, but he does have a pitcher, a right-hander, warming in their pen.
Number 14, it looks like, is warming up out there.
I don't think he's going to take the ball away from him at this point. Looks like he's going to let let Vassar continue.
Brad and Kathy, Tig, and Dave all joining us on YouTube there. Carenzas.
This is a long conversation. Is the umpire going to break this up or what? Send an email, man.
Let's
like go.
Having a conference there. Might need to take it to the Radisson.
For more information, visit HumboldtCrabs.com or email camps@HumboldtCrabs.com for youthful baseball camps for boys and girls. At bat now, number 11.
Okay, here's Sewell with runners on first and second, 1 out. Vassar's gotten him twice.
Big chance for the Crabs second baseman. Need a hit.
Now Vassar steps off. He sets, he looks at second. And deals, check swing, and he swung at it, rules the umpire. 0-1. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss, 0-2. So Sewell in an 0-2 hole now. Morris at second, Forsythe at first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and Sewell goes down on strikes for the third time today.
That's a tough out.
2 away.
Need the big hitters from Humboldt to come up here. Sewell and Yart, they're given all the looks that they need to make this close. They just
Well, 3, 4, and 5 hitters today are 0 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a double play,
right,
and 4 strikeouts. So Vassar has done a good job shutting down the Crabs' biggest hitters. Here's Enyard. He struck out and grounded into a double play. And he takes a slider for a strike on the outside corner.
a lot of movement, 77.
Right on the corner.
Just
great pitch.
Dots the line. It looked like it was outside with all that movement, but it was on the line. It was a great pitch.
The 0-1. Fastball, they throw behind the runner at first and almost got him.
That was close. That was a heads-up play there from the catcher.
1-1's the count to Enyart. One pitch. Swung on and foul tipped. 1-2. And I Now the coach out to have a conversation with the umpire. I don't know what that's about.
Just a lot of talking going on down there.
It's a strike either way. And now I don't know what that meant. He just made some kind of weird gesture.
Seems upset.
All right, 1-2 is the count. Grounded out to short. Little roller, could be a tough play. Throw to first is in time to end the inning. For the Crabs, no runs. There was a hit, there were no errors, and 2 left. And at the end of 5, they trail 6-1. This is frustrating. Crabs baseball, 107.3 FM. We're back. Top of the 6th inning. It'll be Howard, let's see, nope. It'll be Johnson, Eaton, and Russell for the Potters. 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Potters. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Crabs. Cody Collins out for his 2nd inning of work.
Collins has pitched 2 games for these Crabs, 4.2 innings. He's given up 6 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. He's walked 1, struck out 3. ERA 386.
Johnson's 0 for 2. And the first pitch to Johnson is a strike on the inside corner. Good breaking pitch from Collins.
Potter scored 4 in the 3rd and 2 in the 5th. The Crabs' run came in the bottom of the 3rd.
The 0-1 tomahawked. Foul past Crabs coaching box.
Someone should hit a line drive right at that camera over there, so I don't have to go take it down.
0-2.
Then I could be like, hey, it was a line drive off the bat. So not our fault.
The 0-2 called. Strike 3, happy trails. 1 away.
Well, if that camera's broken, I don't have to use the big signal.
Here's Eaton. He's 0 for 1.
Yep. All 3 of them.
Coming to bat for the Potters, number 6, Cole Eaton.
And the pitch. Grounded on the hole on the left side. Past the diving Keenan Morrison in the left field for a base hit.
Morris made a pretty good dive on that, just past the edge of his glove there. Not much you can do. More just solid hitting from this Lincoln team.
8th hit of the game for the Potters. And back to the top of the order, here's Russell.
Real similar hit numbers to last night. 8 hits for the Potters, 3 for the Crabs. I said it before, but the big difference is that the Crabs pitching was getting out of those tight spots last night and keeping it close. it's interesting to me that you can have a same hit differential and such a different score. Makes a big difference.
Runners going. The pitch is lined in the right field. That's going to drop, and on his way to third now is Eaton. First and third now for the Potters with only one out.
Broke
Perfectly
right
executed.
away, looking for the hit and run there, and got exactly what they were looking for. Crabs are lucky he didn't score.
So here's Williams Jr. He has flied to center, doubled, and walked. Runners going. The pitch is outside. No throw down to second.
At bat number 12.
So now second and third with one out.
Trouble.
The 1-0. Grounded up the middle, base hit. 2 runs are going to score to make it 8-1 in favor of the Potters. No me gusta.
Center fielder for the Potters just continuing to make it hurt for Humboldt today. He's doubled and walked and done all sorts of damage.
Next up, number 24, Jason Hansen.
So here's Hansen. He's 3 for 3. Runner at first, 2 runs in. Now the Potters really busted the game open with that hit.
Yeah, it's getting out of reach.
And there's a fastball down low.
And Humboldt's only had a few precious opportunities. It's been real similar last night. Like the Potters have found a way to silence the Humboldt Crabs. And unlike last night, the Crabs pitching hasn't been up to the task today, and it's been a big difference.
Toss to first.
I mean, the Potters are good. They're the second best team in the Pacific Empire League last year. They're a great team.
The 1-0 tapped foul.
Crabs fans looking for some late magic. They've been the cardiac Crabs all year. It's a steep hill to climb, but it's possible. Got to get these outs first.
1-1 count. Short lead at first. Here's the pitch. Ooh, fastball misses. Inside, backs him away. There's a fastball misses away. 3-1. And the pitch way outside and all the way to the backstop. So that puts runners on first and second with 1 out.
Tough.
Next up, number 25, Ty McGraw.
Here's Ty McGraw. And here comes Eric out to have a word.
Yeah, they're just kind of batting. Yeah, I'll take that over what happened Friday, even though we won.
Hey, to find out when the Crabgrass Band plays, grab yourself a 2025 Crabs pocket schedule around the ballpark to see when the world-famous Crabgrass Band plays. Feel free to make a request and don't forget to buy the band a beer.
Yet another long conversation. Coney finally heads back. First and second.
Me and Gordon are kind of the same.
And here's McGraw. He is 1 for 2.
But we also don't take requests.
Looked like the Potters were warming up Bobby Remedy, but now it's number 99 over there in the Lincoln bullpen getting loose.
And there's a pitch in the dirt.
That's Nick Bronzini from the University of Washington. Go Huskies.
A ball, no strikes to count. And the next pitch is in the air to left field. Going back is Moss, still going back at the warning track. He makes the catch on all the runners hold.
That was carrying. It looked like it might have a chance of reaching the wall there. It backed him all the way up onto the dirt, but he made the catch and got it in fast.
2 away. Here's Paniagua. He's got a double in 3 trips. And the pitch is a fastball down low.
Paniagua is a 364 hitter. He's got 16 hits and 44 at-bats across 12 games. 2 homers, 13 RBIs. He's walked 10 times, struck out 9.
1-0.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh, that's hit high and
Ouch.
deep to left field. Adios.
Boy.
Hit the top of the... Did it hit a car? It hit a car
I
on
think
the
it
freeway.
hit the roof of a vehicle going southbound on 101. Paniagua clocking his 3rd home run of the year, and this one really hurts. The Lincoln Potters are putting it to the Crabs here at the ballpark. 11-1.
11-1 Potters, a 3-run home run. No doubt about it either. That was crushed. And a big celebration over in the Potters
Yeah,
dugout.
it's got to feel pretty good after the suffering that they've put up with from these Crabs over the last couple games. They seem to be back in form.
That was blasted.
It was. It was well over the fence. I've always wondered how often it hits a car over there, and every time I drive by the ballpark with the game on, I'm curious.
It's really funny because when I was up on the hill last night, I was chatting with a fellow astronomer, Grace, and she was asking me about it because I told her that, I'm involved with the Crabs, and she said, I heard that the ball sometimes goes onto the freeway and hits the cars. And I said, oh, the odds of that happening are, I mean,
and the
that never
baseball
happens.
gods are like, they're here for you.
I mean, I
proving
literally
you
said
wrong.
that like never happens.
I think Benjamin needs to perform some kind of ritual.
And that's
Liam is blaming Benjamin for the Crabs' pitching performance because last night was a totally different story. And with that sample alone, he's got a pretty good point.
fastball on the outside corner.
No, it's not something he's doing on purpose. It's just following him around like a cloud. Yeah.
1-1 is fouled up against the screen. 1-2 now. Count to Chang. Chang has walked, singled, and has a sacrifice fly. So unlikely the Crabs are going to continue their undefeated record at home, trailing 11-1 now in the 6th inning. Here's the 1-2. Check swing, and it's a little tapper, and foul. Lombardi tried to kick it fair and get away with it, but it didn't work.
Kind of shrugging it off there, but
Can't hurt. Couldn't hurt to try.
Crabs digging everywhere they can on the beach, trying to find an out to get out of this inning. The Potters have put 5 on the board in the 6th, 2 on the board in the 5th, 4 up in the 3rd. Crabs got that 1 run from the bottom of 3. At least the weather's nice.
Yeah.
Cardiac Crabs, gotta believe in the cardiac crabs.
Yeah, if they come back from this one, it's going to be pretty legendary.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off the hands and out of play.
That foul ball out on F Street, sponsored by the Fireplace on F Street.
Down by 10 and then try to come back just for the challenge.
The 1-2. High bounder over third base and into left field for a base hit.
Boy, that was a tough break.
Chang just pounded that one right down into the turf, and it just took a huge high hop over third base.
Yeah, he was going for the trajectory of the ball, but the bound took it a lot higher than he was anticipating, and it went over his head.
So Chang with his 2nd hit of the afternoon. Here's Story. He's 1 for 3. And it's a hard ground ball foul past third.
I still won the series. My fans kind of like me. It was the ref's fault. Yes.
Keep our young fans off the net, please. Don't want that baseball hitting you.
The 0-1 in the air to center field. Should finally end the inning. Howard is under it, and he's got it.
Thank goodness.
Does finally end the inning, but they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs on 4 hits, including the home run. 5 hits, including the home run, and they now, the Potters, lead 11-1 at the end of 5.5. This is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. All right, welcome back to the ballpark. Crabs trailing 11-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
We do like to see Potters fans there on the YouTube, and it's good that they have an 11-1 lead so they can come on and say something. Didn't have a lot to say last night or the night before, however. But welcome to Crabs YouTube. Thanks for joining us. 135 watching online there right now. Good to see you.
New picture on the mound for the Potters. It's Nick Bronzini on in relief of Vassar. And Vassar was good. Vassar was very good.
Prune Packers mounting a comeback 4-6 against the West Coast Crabs there, bottom of 7. Would not surprise me if they won that ball game.
It'll be for the Crabs, Howard, Moss, and Medikoff.
Told me earlier about Alumni Fest and Parents Weekend, Saturday, July 12th, part of a double feature.
See what I can find here for Nick Bronzini.
Also going to have Pajama Night.
He's played 3 games for these Potters, pitched 2.1 innings, given up 6 hits, 5 runs. All of those are earned. Looks like he's walked 4, struck out 5.
All right, well.
Coming to bat for your humble Crabs is number 17, Tyler Howard.
July baseball at the Arcata Ballpark starts on Tuesday. I love Tuesday baseball. Marysville Giants in town for a 7 p.m. game Tuesday and Wednesday. Come check it out.
Here's the pitch. Cued foul over towards the Potters dugout, 0-1.
I feel like
Marysville used to have a team called the Yellow Sox, and I guess they're defunct now, and they had a cool ballpark. We used to go and play them there in Marysville. And the ballpark sat right on the railroad. I'm sure the ballpark's still there. It's probably where the Giants play. Anyway, the ballpark sat right on the railroad tracks, on the edge of the railroad tracks, not literally on the tracks, but
that sounds dangerous.
it'd be kind of interesting. But anyway, it was cool because the trains would come through every half hour or so. A train would rumble past the outfield out there.
That's exciting.
And it was a nice ballpark. They had bucket seating and everything.
There you go.
But I don't know what happened to that team. They must have gone defunct during COVID like many teams did.
I know it's old-fashioned. I like the bench seating at the ballpark.
Yeah.
I feel like bench seating. They changed the seating for the Eugene Emeralds one year, and it broke my heart. I liked their old stadium up there, and they moved it all the buckets, and it just seems a lot less communal.
Howard at first with the single, and now Moss hits one foul wide of first.
Say what you will about the bleachers here at the Arcata Ballpark. We got that bench seating still cooking. I dig it. It's not very comfortable, but it's communal. Sunday baseball is classic, but Tuesday baseball for me is like one of my favorites. I love the midweek baseball game. It feels like you're getting away with something.
The 0-1, this is high and inside, and it's over his head, and he ducks out of the way.
Yikes.
1-1. Sunday's my favorite. day at the ballpark.
73 miles an hour, right up near the chin for Tyler Howard. Or sorry,
1-1 is the count.
Sutter Moss out there
This
now.
is Moss, yeah.
Yeah, Howard's on first.
Here's the pitch, and that one misses inside. 2-1.
Yeah.
Bronzini sets. So over at first and comes home, and that's hit in the air to center field. Going back is Williams Jr. at the track, and he's got it. One away. Howard retreats to first. And here's Tate Metcalf. He's 0 for 2.
Next up, number 26, Tate Metcalf.
Tuesday's camo night here at the ballpark. July 12th is a Saturday. That's Alumni Fest and Parents Weekend. July 19th is Pajama Night.
July 12th is a doubleheader.
July 12th is a doubleheader. That's why there's 2 events. That's cool. That's good to know. Take a look at that.
Here's the pitch. High and outside, 1-0.
Is that a doubleheader against the West Coast Kings? So are they playing 4 games against the Kings in that span? Wow, that's exciting.
The doubleheader's going to be 7 innings each.
7 innings each for the doubleheader. Liam's got me squared away. Okay, cool. That's a good deal.
1-0. Swung on and missed.
July 26th is Italian Heritage Night. My mom would love that. And Pirate Night. That's a fun combination. Gotta wait till August 2nd for my favorite Mustache Night. And or 70s Night. And or Fan Appreciation Night.
The 1-1. Swung on and missed again. 1-2 now to Metcalf.
Mustache Night is the only night my mustache gets to wear a mustache. It's a special night for, in particular, my mustache. This is what we talk about when it's 11-1.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Got him. 2 away. Here's Nolan Lombardi. He's 1 for 2.
Next up, number 28, Nico Lombardi.
Nico Lombardi.
I
I've been
made the
calling him
same.
Nolan
I
all
made the
game.
same mistake.
Sorry about
Benjamin. It's interesting. When I made my sheet today, I put Nolan in there.
that. Nico Lombardi.
I don't know where that's coming
Apologies to
from.
Nico.
Yeah. And the Lombardi family, if they're listening.
Big swing and a miss. 0-1.
Been playing great behind the plate as a catcher. He does have 1 of the 4 hits for Humboldt today.
The 0-1. Oh, chases a fastball away. 0-2. 90-mile-an-hour fastball about a foot off the plate. Oh, into the count. Here's the pitch. And that one misses away. That time he took it. One and two.
Potter's warming up a lefty, looks like. Maybe just getting loose.
It's a good opportunity for them to get some guys some innings.
They've been throwing a lot of pitchers out there. They've got a deep pitching bench.
1-2 misses high. 2-2.
Not sure who that is. Warming up for Humboldt, number 39, it looks like. Yeah,
Hip and steal.
yeah, hip and steal.
2-2. And it rides high with a fastball. 3-2. Hippensteel was the one who brought some sanity into the game on Friday
Yes.
night finally.
He's been the guy that they've been calling on to get the job done.
Three and two the count to Lombardi with Howard at first and swung on and missed. And that ends the inning.
Oof.
For the Crabs, no runs. There was a hit. There were no errors and a runner left. And at the end of 6, they trail 11-1. This is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. We are back. Crabs trailing 11-1 in the top of the 7th inning. We have a new pitcher on the mound. It's Max Hippensteel.
Hippensteel's been good for the Crabs when they need him. He's got 5 games pitched for Humboldt, 9.1 innings total, 1 run, which is an earned run, 4 hits, 4 walks, 14 strikeouts. Too bad he's coming in with an 11-1 score.
That's unfortunate, but not really going to matter.
I would say
today.
he needs to shut the Potters down, but I don't know that it matters at this point.
Other than for our time and
on the mound for your Humboldt Crabs, number 39, Max Hippensteel.
11 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for the Potters, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Crabs. Crabs' offense has been completely shut down, and in particular, the heart of the order.
Yeah.
When Crabs have had opportunities, but for the first time in really all season, the heart of the order just not able to come through today.
It's 2 nights in a row. You look back for Humboldt to last night's game, and it was really just that 1 home run in the 4th, and then scraping together a run late. It was a 3-2 ball game, so it was close. It really feels like Lincoln has sorted out whatever it was that was giving them trouble with this Humboldt offense in these last 2 days. And the only difference is the pitching for the Crabs held up last night, keeping it close.
So Johnson leads off. He's 0 for 3.
Going to bat for the Lincoln Potters, number 35, Everett Johnson.
The bad kids get nothing. They only do good things for good kids.
All right, Hippensteel sets now. The wind is picking up. It's beginning to get fairly breezy, and which is pretty common here on Sunday afternoons, or every afternoon, during Sunday games at least. Usually in the afternoon around this time it starts to get cooler and breezier. And now the wind blowing fairly briskly out towards left field. Here's the 1-0. Fouled out of play.
Prune Packers and West Coast Kings are tied.
1-1, breaking pitch misses high.
Prune Packers, they're trouble. Crabs have 1 win against Healdsburg this year.
2-1, this is high. So 3-1 now to count to Johnson. Eaton on deck. And the next pitch is in there for a strike. 3-2 to count. The 3-2, ball 4.
If.
So Hippensteel walks the leadoff hitter here in the 7th.
So if we can assume that the Lincoln Potters win today, then that will put the Crabs and the Potters in a relative tie for second place in the Pacific Empire League. And Liam and I are not positive, but we're at least hoping that the game's against is part of the tiebreaker if it comes down to that, because the Crabs would hold that. It's early. There's still a long way to go before we see the Pacific Empire League Championship. But last year it was the Crabs, the Prune Packers, and the Potters that were kind of above and away better than the rest.
First pitch is a strike at the knees now to Eaton. He has walked, fly to center, and singled. And he takes a fastball inside, 1-1. Little roller over to first. Second to 1, back to first, not in time. And Hippensteel lost his mitt as that ball sailed high.
It was a tough double play ball. Made a pretty good run on it from first base. It just took a little too long to get there.
So Eaton aboard on the fielder's choice. Johnson erased 3-6. 1 away. Back to the top of the order. Here's Russell. He is 1 for 4.
Tristan Russell.
And a pitch, there's a fastball right down the middle, 0-1.
All right. Take your bets. Car accident, fire,
I was going to say they could be coming here to put a stop to the disaster going on at the Arcata ballpark.
Yeah, 1 misses high.
He said one thing. A little while ago, he said, let's go Krabbies, let's give it back.
1-1 the count. And the pitch. Grounded over to first. Throws to second, and he throws it into left field. On his way to third, and he will make it. The throw to second. They got him at second.
E3, right?
So that's an error on Medikoff. And then Russell is thrown out. 7-4 for the second out of the inning. On the play, Eaton goes all the way to third.
Real similar to the last play. This one got the first baseman a little bit quicker. He just kind of overthrew the target there, trying to turn that around quick.
So runner at third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Williams Jr., and he takes a strike on the outside corner. He's 2 for 3 with a double.
Yeah, his single back in the 6th put 2 across the plate for the Potters.
The 0-1 misses high.
4 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th for Lincoln, 1 in the 3rd for Humboldt.
A ball and strike to count now to Williams Jr. with Eaton over at third. And the pitch. Right down the middle. 1-2. One, two is fouled out of play.
That foul ball brought to you by Baywood Golf and Country Club.
Ball and 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. Foul, taps it foul in front of home plate.
Giants lost the game and I believe the series to the White Sox today. The Dodgers beat the Royals 5-1. Padres lose 2-3 to Cincinnati. Mariners are currently tied with Texas. I don't see any Angels scores. They must be off. Oh, there they are. The Angels are tied 2-2 with the Nationals in the bottom of the 6th right now.
The 1-2 called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. That ends the inning. No runs. There were no hits. There was an error and 2 left. And at the end of 6 1/2, the Potters lead at 11-1. We'll stay here for the 7th inning stretch at the Arcata Ballpark on a lovely Sunday afternoon. The world famous Crabgrass Band. All right, that was the world famous Crabgrass Band. We'll take count to the ball game. Bottom of the 7th inning, it'll be Peraza, Morris, and Forsyth for the Crabs.
For the first of a 2-game series against Marysville Giants, it's going to be Candle Night on Tuesday. This will be ushering July.
It's a big lead, but stranger things have happened. How about that? Is that gonna?
I don't think. I mean, I think I'd be.
Ever the realist, always an optimist. The professor, ladies and gentlemen, telling it like it is.
Not going to happen.
No. I call myself a lousy optimist.
Here's Peraza. He's 0 for 1, and he takes a fastball high and inside from Nick Bronzini, out for his 2nd inning of work.
Listen, 2 grand slams. Crabs are within striking distance.
That's right. The 1-0 is high. Two balls, no strikes. To Peraza. Morris on deck. Here's the 2-0. And that misses high. 3-0. Walks him on 4 pitches. So the comeback begins. With the walk to Peraza.
That walk's gonna haunt him.
Here's Keenan Morris.
Whimsically.
Morris is 3 for 3 with a double.
That's the move right now. Boring guy game.
And that pitch misses inside. Missing. And backs him way off the plate there. Morris ducking out of the way of that pitch.
Potter's heading home after this game to, looks like, oh wait, this is the wrong schedule. There we go. Yeah, the Potters are heading home. They'll play the California Tigers on July 1st, the West Coast Kings on July 4th, and the Prune Packers on the 8th, it looks like. Those Potters Prune Packers games are going to be worth checking out if you like Pacific Empire League Baseball. 2 really good teams.
So a brief conversation on the mound between Bronzini and catcher Chang, and now we're ready to go. Peraza at first, 1-0 to Morris. And the pitch. Another fastball high and inside, and he's not thrown a strike yet this inning. A couple pitchers warming in the pen for the Potters. Bronzini's next pitch, that's a strike at the knees.
It was a low strike. It was a pretty good pitch, though.
2-1. Is fouled off the hands and out of play.
That foul ball sponsored by Wild Planet.
Two and two. Tapper back to the mound. Back to second for one, and that's all they're going to get. So Morris hits into the fielder's choice. Peraza's out 1-6. So with one out and Morris at first, here's Logan Forsyth. He's 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch twice this afternoon.
Next up, Crabs designated hitter number 5, Liam Forsyth.
Liam Forsyth. I've been calling him Logan all day.
I have Logan written in my book. What are we doing?
It's Liam.
This is.
Excuse me, Logan. Liam, excuse me. Liam.
We have made the same mistake twice today. That's amazing.
I'm only doing stats.
Here's the pitch. Fastball way outside.
Ever the gracious host Lee Case on YouTube saying to the Potters fans that came to Humboldt, thank you, we appreciate you. That is true. Love to have out-of-town fans here in the ballpark. It's fun.
1-0 count.
No, stop crashing out, dude. Gotta lock in.
Here's the pitch.
Jack, you need to calm down.
Outside, 2-0.
Prune Packers taking the lead 8-6 over the West Coast Kings after trailing 6-1.
That's not really surprising.
No. No, we said it would happen, and it did. 5 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th for the Prune Packers. On their way to another win.
2-0. Foul tipped. Two and one. One out. Morris at first. Crabs trailing by 10 runs. This is their biggest loss of the season, I believe.
This is tough.
2-1. And that one is low, and it gets away from the catcher, but no advance. No reason for Morris to go down by 10 runs.
Crabs lost 6-11 to Healdsburg. They lost 5-10 to Healdsburg.
Sometimes if you don't catch it, if it's borderline, you're not getting it. Even if it isn't borderline, sometimes you.
They lost 5-8 to Lincoln. So yeah, this is by far the biggest loss of the year.
3-1, misses low, and he walks Forsyth. There's nothing more exciting, Aaron, than an 11-1 game where the guy starts walking a bunch of batters. I mean,
We said this was going to happen, Liam. We said that this is the game that would welcome Benjamin back. He missed last night, which was a real duel. And he's back in time for 11-1. Waka, waka, waka.
Walk fest. Yeah.
How's it go, the Pac-Man game? Walk, 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 walk.
So here's Sewell. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, and he takes a strike on the inside corner.
I said all it's going to take is 2 grand slams for the Crabs to have a shot at striking back, and they're gradually making their way that direction. Little help from their friends.
The 0-1 to Sewell. Fouled out of play, and it's 0-2.
That foul ball brought to you by the Fireplace on FC in Arcata.
Had over 200 folks watching on YouTube last night. There's 144 still watching. Fun to have so many people joining us online if you can't make it to the ballpark. Pretty good crowd here. It's thinned out a little bit, but some of the Arcata faithful hanging on, hoping for some magic.
No balls, 2 strikes to Sewell. A look out at second, and the pitch. Lined into center field. That's going to drop. They're going to hold the runner at third, and that's going to load the bases with 1 out.
Well, it's taken a while for Cameron Sewell to make an impact these last 2 games, but he's showing up now. He's made some big hits for the Crabs. He hammered one last night to give the Crabs a tie and gave the Crabs the lead 2 nights ago. It's been a long slog for him today with 3 strikeouts, but he got a hit now.
Here's Enyard. He's 0 for 3. And the pitch. Hit high in the air, foul, and it's going to drift out of play.
First pitch swinging for Enyard, 90 miles an hour and above the zone. He's looking to make a difference, I guess. If the point differential really does matter, then any run they can plate is worth it. Like, Crabs might lose this game, but they got to fight to right the score as best they can.
The 0-1 to Enyard. And he fouls that one out of play.
Hardly the kind of thing you want to be hanging on for late in a ball game is to limit the point differential, but that's where we're at here.
Yeah. Not much else. Oh, and 2. Just misses outside with a backdoor slider.
Struggling to find the strike zone here. Is it still Bronzini? I think it is.
It is, yeah. So 1 and 2 now to Enyard. Morris at third, Forsyth at second, Sewell at first. And the pitch. Fouled away. One and 2. Long look in.
Really has to think this one over, does Bronzini.
I don't know what's going on. Here's finally he deals, and foul tipped, and the catcher unable to hang on. So Enyard will get to see another pitch.
I mean, there's protecting your ERA, and then there's holding up the ball game.
I mean, it's 11-1, man.
I know. He's just trying to pad his stats. Doesn't want to give up any earned runs. And with 3 walks and a hit, these are all earned runs.
All right. One and two.
Lots of encouragement from
Here's
the
the pitch.
cheerful Arcata baseball
In the air to
crowd.
right field.
No.
And that'll play to run. Maybe, although here comes the throw, and he's out. So a great throw by the right fielder, Eaton Cole, to get Keenan Morris trying to score on the fly ball, and that ends the inning. The Crabs fail to score, and they trail 11-1 at the end of 7. This is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM.
Your tickets, we got second round of prizes coming up.
All right, we're back. Top of the 8th inning. Hanson, McGraw, and Paniagua to bat for the Potters. It's 11-1 in their favor. And we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Crabs. This is Baylor Sandberg, I believe, on in relief of Hippensteel.
It's a yellow ticket. Ready? The yellow ticket is 0, 2,
And
6, 2.
they're doing the 50-50 drawing now. And as soon as that's over, I expect the ballpark to empty out more or less completely.
They said there's going to be another drawing. I think that they're
Oh, I don't know.
second
Maybe.
round of prizes, doing the best they can to keep folks interested with an 11-1 baseball game.
So Hanson is 3 for 3 with a walk. Crabs have not gotten him out so far today.
Sandberg has pitched 13 innings in 6 games. He's given up 19 hits. It says 19 runs, 16 of them earned, 20 walks, 19 strikeouts.
20 walks and 19 strikeouts.
Yeah.
That explains the large number of earned runs.
That's a lot of runs there.
And there's a fastball. It's in there for a strike, though, 0-1.
Probably means he was on the hook for.
He had a couple of games there where he just couldn't get the ball over the plate. The 0-1 misses low.
Looks like he pitched 2 innings back on the 21st.
One and one the count. And that one misses way outside. Two and one. And that one misses. 3-1. Slider away. The 3-1. Over his head. So a leadoff walk. Pretty sure I don't like where this is going.
Hey folks, a big thanks to the sponsor, Wild
Yeah,
Red
the Crabs
Originals
pitching really struggling right now.
for adding to the 50.
And this game is dragging. We started at 12:30. It is 3 o'clock,
Number 25, time.
3:09. Prune Packers West Coast Kings have gone final. Prune Packers 8, West Coast Kings 6. Medford's playing the Stockton Pearls again tonight. Again, that's not a Pacific Empire League game, so it won't affect the standings at all.
And that one's fouled away. 0-1 to McGraw now. McGraw is 1 for 3.
Hey, Matt. Do we have a fireworks night this year? Pardon me? Do we have a fireworks night this year?
I don't know. I was just thinking about
Like,
that.
it's not listed on the schedule,
I
but
thought we were, but it's
The
not.
0-1
said we did.
in the
so,
dirt.
like, I'm not sure.
I'll find out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Could be fireworks, Benjamin. Could be. Will it be cloudy? What do you think?
12, but don't announce.
Okay, yeah.
Like I said, we stopped in the past because it just ended up not being worth it. But
Well, I love the idea of fireworks on a cloudy day.
1-1, and that's in the dirt, and the runner's going to advance on the wild pitch. 2-1.
It's not the auditory experience that sends people to the fireworks show.
No, it's not. So now out to the mound goes Lombardi. Runner at second, nobody out. It's 11-1 in favor of the Potters. Two and 1 the count. And that's slap foul past the Crabs dugout.
If you count this week, there's only 5 weeks left of Crabs baseball. They got one more road trip, July 8, 9, 10.
Yeah,
They're
we're
on
going to
the
be gone
road
for
to
part
see
of it.
Medford.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
First round one, the center.
2-2. We'll look out at second, and here's the pitch in the dirt, and the count goes full.
Yeah, Ty McGraw is batting .446 this year. 83 at bats, 23 runs.
3-2 is high, and he has now walked first 2 batters here in the 8th inning.
Ty McGraw leads the Potters with hits. He's got 37 hits. Second place is Williams Jr. and Russell with 28.
He was not here yesterday.
I'd be thrilled for a hit
It was a well-played game.
here. Anything. A hit,
And then
lightning strike.
Little bat on ball. A lightning strike. Gently. Looking up.
This is inside.
You have as
1-0.
much chance of a lightning strike as
Yeah.
we do a Crabs Grand Slam right now.
1-0. I don't know.
Benjamin doesn't deserve this.
Anything.
Meanwhile, there's not a single Krabby with more than 30 hits, but Keenan Morris is close coming into this game at 29. So he's got more than 30 now.
1-0 is over his head and all the way to the backstop. And that's going to allow the runners to advance on the second wild pitch of the inning. And it's 2-0.
Now that was bad. Now that was
The 2-0 is hit foul into the Crabs bullpen.
Looks like there's 2 games after the Pacific Empire League Championship in August, the second and the third. The Placer County Peloteros. Have you heard of this team?
I think they're new.
Yeah. I haven't seen them on a schedule in a while.
I like that name. Peloteros.
Placer County.
2-1.
he hit the car.
Just north of
In the dirt.
Sacramento there. Okay.
3-1.
Boy, Nico. Yeah, I might just stop doing stats. reached my walk quota. I've hit the
Double
BB.
quotes for each line.
I've hit the BB button too many times.
Liam has broken the walk button on the stats entry there. It sounds
3-1 is ball four.
like. Which is
and
too
he
bad because he just got
has
another
now
one.
walked the bases loaded. Nobody out.
How long will the last 2 innings take here at the ballpark? What do you think, Benjamin?
I'm guessing about an hour.
Yeah.
For lucky.
I think Benjamin deserves compensation.
Like, can we get more concessions up here somehow?
I think we have a pinch hitter, it looks like. This is number 8. This is a pinch hitter for Chang. I don't have their roster, though, so I don't know who this is.
This is not Aiden Chang. This is number 8. It's sitting right here. Right here, Ryan Villanueva.
Villanueva.
Villanueva, there it is.
Okay, so Villanueva in to hit for Chang, and
Or perhaps
takes a
walk
ball,
for
takes
Chang.
pitch for a
We
ball.
shall see.
Yeah, really. Want to know the count. And that one hits him on the shoulder.
Good boy.
12-1. And
Nobody
now
out.
here comes, that's Eric out to have a word.
You don't see very many baseball games like that, like this in the Arcata ballpark. The pitching has struggled this year, but it's the offense not showing up that's making it feel worse, I think. I don't know.
Third base on home plate as the Crabs players line up down third base side. High five them as they run by. That's after the
Bases
game.
remain loaded.
Sundays only.
And Eric's had his say. He heads back to the Crabs dugout.
Next up, number 13, Zach Story.
Here's Zach Story. He's 1 for 4. All right, base is still loaded. A run is in. Sandberg sets and deals, and it's in the dirt.
The Potters have 21 pitchers.
Do they really?
That's a
Wow.
lot of pitchers.
They do have a lot of pitchers. 1-0.
By comparison, the Crabs have 14.
There's a ground ball over to third. He's going to step on the bag and throw to first, and it's a 5-3 double play. Nicely done by Keenan Morris.
Listen, it's a blowout. They walked a run in, and the base is loaded, and Keenan Morris is still sparkling on third base.
That's right. Another run comes in to score, though. Two-way.
Next up, number 35.
Yeah, there's 30 players on the Crabs baseball team, and the Potters have 21 pitchers.
Okay, so 13-1 Potters. Runner at second, two-away. And here's Johnson. He's 0 for 3. And that
Yeah.
hits him.
Good boy.
So he'll go down to first.
Got to get somebody to sponsor walks and hit by pitches.
So
here.
3 walks and 2 hits by hit by pitches in this inning.
Next up, number 6, Cole Eaton.
Here's Eaton. He is 1 for 3. And that's over his head and all the way to the backstop. And that's a wild pitch as the runners advance.
A yellow flag.
Okay, second and third, 2 outs. 1-0 the count to Eaton.
Tell the crowd like if the call was good or not. Like that plate umpire.
Way outside, 2-0.
Correct, and like red means always bad.
The Crabs had 6 walks, if I'm counting right, through 7. There have been 5. I mean, 3 walks, 2 hit by pitch just this inning. Ouch.
I was thinking that would be good for white. Like a white flag.
2-0 in the dirt.
Quiet sobbing noises from the media booth, just running out of things to say.
It's 13-1.
They keep throwing balls. The standings are what they are. The stats are what they are.
3-0 the count to Eaton. Ball 4.
Not even competitive pitching right
These
now.
pitches are not close. And here comes Robin, and that's going to be it for Sandberg. And let's see who's coming in relief.
Somebody.
Can't see the number.
We're trying to get a number here.
Nothing on the front for the Crabs home whites. I feel like numbers should be on both sides of the jerseys at all times.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, it looks good too.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, the
So
whole point is so you can figure out who's who and what's what.
I don't know who it is.
I'm trying to see, but 30-something, 34?
Spencer Jacobs.
Cannot confirm, but
I
that
believe it
does look like, yeah, it's 34. Can't confirm now. There we go. Yep.
All right, so Spencer Jacobs on in relief.
Yeah, I need it.
Yeah. I might leave early. I mean, I'd probably stay till the end, but
I saw you sit down and I was like, why? Why do you want to sit down and watch this game right now?
I didn't want to. I might go.
So
Thank you. And don't
Jacobs
go,
on in
please.
relief here in the 8th. It'll be the top of the order, Russell to bat. 2 runs are in, the bases are loaded, but there are 2 outs. While he takes his warm-up pitches, let's go back to the studio and thank some more of our sponsors. This is Crabs Baseball 107.3 FM.
The Crabs, number 34, Spencer Jacobs.
Okay, so Jacobs will face Russell now with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Jacobs has pitched 2 games, 3 innings. He's given up 2 hits, no runs. He's walked 1 and struck out 6. At least, well, that's the conference.
And a pitch
I
is
mean,
hit in the air to right center field. Enyart has it, and that ends the inning.
Hooray! My goodness.
But the Potters get 2 more runs on no hits. There were no errors and 3 left. And at the end of 7.5, they're up 13-1. This is Crabs Baseball 107.3 FM. All right, we're back. New pitcher on the mound for the Lincoln Potters.
On the mound for
It's
the
Jake
Lincoln
Morrell,
Potters, number 40, Jake Morrell.
third pitcher of the afternoon. Potters 13 runs on 12 hits. They've committed 1 error. Crabs 1 run on 5
Don't
hits.
forget our next
They've
game,
committed an error.
the 1st of July on
It's
Tuesday
going to be
is Demo Day.
Howard, Moss, and Medikoff to bat
Series against Marysville Giants.
here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Game Wednesday at 7 p.m.
And as I predicted, the
4th of July weekend series
stands
against
emptying out now in a 13-1 ball game.
Time on Friday at 2:30. When they hit the road for the middle of the week, they play the
Crabs
Milton
will
Bedford before coming home for a
host
4-game series in 3
the
days against the
Giants,
West Coast
right?
Kings. That's
Yeah,
on
the Marysville Giants.
Marysville
coming to town.
Giants this week coming up on Tuesday night. That game at 7 o'clock, be me and Liam. Wednesday night, second game of that series.
I think I'll be back for that one.
Are you coming back Wednesday?
Yeah.
Nolan Hamilton.
And the Mudcats in town for the 4th of July weekend, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Nolan Hamilton will bat for Howard, and he takes the fastball for a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1.
The weekend of the 11th of July, West Coast Kings will visit the Crabs. The Seals show up the 15th and 16th for a midweek 2-game series. Prune Packers in town 18, 19, and 20.
Here's the pitch, and it misses low.
The Prune Packers.
So 1-1 now the count to Hamilton.
Listen, 3 grand slams. We're right back in this.
And that one's in the dirt. 2-1.
If Robin really cares about the fans, he would put out a position player in the mound.
Crabs Grass Band playing What Is Love? Baby, Don't Hurt Me.
Rather appropriate. The
Everyone
2-1
has an observation
is a base
about
hit
this
in the
baseball
center
game.
field. So runner on with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th.
Give it up for the bat boy, Holden Costa.
And center Moss comes to the bat.
Next up, number 6, Sutter Moss.
Benjamin's going to join Liam on the road for the away games. You can listen to those on 107.3. You can find them on YouTube.
Strike on the outside corner.
That's July 8th, 9th, and 10th in Medford.
0-1 to Moss. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun series.
No Crabs Grass Band making that trip this time, right? They did
Not
that
that I know
last
of.
year or the year before.
The 0-1 to Moss. He waves a slider away. 0-2. The 0-2 is called strike 3 at the knees. That's all for Moss. 1 away. He's 0 for 4 this afternoon. Caden Lee's going to pinch hit for Medikoff.
Moss is the 9th strikeout for the Crabs today.
Howard at first. Actually, that's not Howard. That's Hamilton at first. And first pitch is low to Lee. And next pitch also misses low and inside. 2-0. Fouled out of play.
That offering to F Street. Foul ball brought to you by the Fireplace on F Street in Arcata. Anyone available near the third base bleachers to
Swung on and missed. 2-2 now the count to Lee.
I appreciate you guys. I don't want to sound like a broken record.
And there's a big swing and a miss on a fastball up and away, and Lee's gone on strikes. 2 away.
10th strikeout for the Crabs today in 8 innings.
So Hamilton's still over at first.
We're going to a movie at the Minor tonight. That's going to be fun.
Are you going to see the Wes Anderson?
No, we're going to take my kid to see the new Elio movie, the Pixar movie. Cool. He loves going to movies there. It's a great
That's
little
a great
theater.
theater, yeah.
Love it. Yeah.
There's a strike on the outside corner to
At bat number 28,
Lombardi.
Nico Lombardi.
Lombardi today is 1 for 3. And that one's in dirt all the way to the backstop, and Hamilton's going to go to second on the wild pitch. One and one now, the count to Lombardi. And now they're going to call it a balk. And
Liam's very excited about
Hamilton's
this.
going to go to third.
Exciting thing that's happening in this
That's about the most exciting. It is true.
It's
Liam's
true.
right. That's about the most exciting thing that's happened today.
home run from Chicago.
How many balks until we're tied? That's my question.
1 and 1 the count. And in the dirt, 2 and 1.
Who can explain what a balk is?
Oh boy.
It confuses me. When everyone says it's a balk, I'm like, yep, that's what happened.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. For some reason,
Call it. If you're asking me to
the 2-1 is a fastball outside.
Liam knows it when he sees it, but he can't explain it.
3 and 1.
Well, no, I said I know when it's called.
Oh, he knows when it's called. I get it. Okay.
The 3-1 way outside, and he walks Lombardi.
Crabs in business here with 2 out, 2 on, and a 12-point deficit to overcome.
First and third for Perazo.
Next up, number 13, Michael Perazo.
Perazo is 0 for 1 with a couple of walks.
Except they suck.
Runner's going, and he will take second base uncontested. Pitches a strike.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not French, then
How do you score a balk?
I just call it, he's BK. Well,
BK.
yeah, I just abbreviate BK in my book.
Okay.
The 0-1. Swung on and missed, 0-2.
I was talking to Liam about the Yankees meltdown in the World Series and how I want a scorebook representation of that inning
Oh, yeah.
so I can hang it up on my wall and frame it. I could take or leave the Dodgers. I don't have the vitriol Liam has for the Dodgers, but I loathe the Yankees, and it is one of the most beautiful innings in all of baseball, if you ask me.
The 0-2 misses low, 1 and 2. I don't think there's no team that I have any particular dislike for.
Should be the Yankees. Should be.
Problem is, I love New York. The 1-2 pitch,
Be a Mets fan. Easy.
and that's misses low,
Problem solved. Go Mets.
2 and 2.
The Yankees are evil, Benjamin. They're the bad guy in the baseball movie.
I don't know. I kind of like the Yankees. Not gonna lie.
Liam's wrong.
2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and that ends the inning.
Yeah, boy.
For the Crabs, no runs, there was a hit. There were no errors and 2 left, and at the end of 8, they trail 13-1. This is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. All right, welcome back to the ballpark. Top of the 8th inning. It's 13-1 in favor of the Lincoln Potters.
Crabgrass band, ladies and gentlemen.
And they will send to the plate Williams Jr., Hanson, and McGraw here in the top of the 8th. Against Spencer Jacobs out on the mound for the Crabs.
Can you call both games, Benjamin? The one on your phone and the one in the stadium? What do you think?
I've asked him to.
Yeah.
Actually, the one on my phone's more interesting than the
Benjamin
one in the
Schaefer.
park.
What are you playing? Is it a...
It's called Baseball Clash,
There you go.
and it's an
Lincoln Potters, number 12.
extremely frustrating game, but I can't stop playing it.
Especially not when it's 13 to 1.
It's 13-1, so
At least Benjamin's playing a baseball game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
yeah, it's actually quite a thing to keep track of both games at once. I mean, here's Williams Jr. Here's the pitch, and he takes a fastball high. Williams Jr. today is 2 for 4 with a double. 12 hits on the day for the Potters. They have really pounded Crabs pitching. And there's a fastball misses in. It's not some, actually, most of the hits were singles.
Right.
Except there was a home run and a couple doubles. But for the most part, they've been base hits and not even really hit that hard most of the time. Again, what's really killed the Crabs today has been the walks.
Right. Just putting a lot of people on so when they hit, it absolutely matters. And also just silence from this otherwise productive Crabs offense. 6 hits, 1 run. That's not enough.
2-1 the count. And that pitch is tap foul to plate.
Jack, yes, that's a great drawing, Jack. Good job.
So 2-2 now the count.
Tracy's
To
watching
Williams,
from
Hanson, and McGraw.
Medford and wondering how Bryant's shoulder is. Bryant's shoulder's in a sling. I don't know. Hope he's doing well. Glad to have you from Medford.
Yeah, what was your inspiration for that drawing? 113.
I believe that's our old friend Tracy Mack.
That's what it
2-2
says.
the count,
right
yeah.
there.
Shout out to Tracy.
Got a Pilsner.
3-2
Sounds
the
like a
count.
Good idea.
Yeah, and that's popped in the air. It's going to go out of play. Count remains full.
That foul ball to F Street brought to you by the Fireplace on F Street in Arcata.
3-2 the count. And the pitch from Jacobs is ball 4.
Cool.
How many walks is that for the Crabs now today in this game?
Well, if we go back 10 runners, it's walk, walk, hit by pitch, double play, hit by pitch, walk, walk, walk.
Yeah.
Strikeout. There we go.
Here's the pitch, and it's in the dirt. 1-0 now to Hanson. Hanson today has walked twice and singled 3 times. And he taps that one foul, 1-1.
Yeah, if you count hit by pitch, there were 6 walks leading up to the 7th inning given up by the Crabs, and there have been 7 walks just in the
When one
8th
is fouled away.
and 9th.
That foul ball brought to you by Beetlewood Golf and Country Club.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you say?
that's bad.
2-1 to count. That's called strike 3. The count was actually 2-2, and that's the first out of the top of the 9th.
A strikeout.
Next up, number 25, Simon McGraw.
Here's McGraw.
Brian Williams Jr. was the last person to strike out. Did you look at any nebula last night? Any? What'd
Indeed
you
I
see?
did.
Yeah.
Indeed I did. misses high. It's 1-0. I looked at some galaxies. I looked at nebulae.
Is that the plural?
Yes.
Nebulae, nebulae.
Nebulae.
Okay.
And I looked at some star clusters.
I was going to say star clusters. You've shown me some of those. Yep.
And looked at Saturn. That was scary. That's everybody's favorite thing to look at. That's it, high in the air and deep to center field, and that is going, and it's up against the fence. And they're going to hold the runner at third, throw to second.
Ow.
They got him. Nice play by Howard out in center field to relay it to Sewell, who threw him out at second.
That was a deep shot off the wall way over there at the 368
I think he might have thought
sign.
it was gone because he, by all rights, should have been safe.
Yeah, and it looked like the runner was going to make it from first base, but Tyler Howard was able to barehand that off the wall and get it back quick.
2 away, now McGraw at third. Sorry, 2 away and Williams Jr. at third.
Yeah.
And here's Peniagua, has doubled and homered today in 4 official at-bats.
Saturn's rings are cool, but Jupiter's moons, in my opinion, are like as cool. I think they're pretty fun.
They're cool too, yeah. The thing about Saturn is just such a beautiful color in the telescope.
Yeah.
It's this sort of cream color. The next pitch is a strike on the outside corner, this very kind of gentle cream color.
We saw the stripes on Jupiter when you took me out, and that was very, very cool.
Yeah, those are cool. Yeah, they're
Love that.
very obvious in a telescope.
Yeah, you get up high enough on a clear night.
The 0-1 misses outside. 1-1.
Single and then out at second. So.
I honestly just love being under the stars.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just sit there and watch the sky rotate.
I've been out there with you when things aren't going well and you're trying to get it to work, and you know I'm sure you're not having fun, but I'm really enjoying
1-1 is fouled out of play.
It's magic to be out there in the dark.
It can be a frustrating hobby.
So
it really
far
can.
away from
the equipment
everybody.
doesn't always cooperate. In fact, last night one of the guys set up everything, and then within about an hour he just packed it all up and went home because he couldn't get
it to
it
go.
to work. Yeah.
Better or worse than a 13-1 ball game?
The 1-2 in the dirt.
It's hard because you're working in the dark.
Yeah,
and it's
everything-
often
yeah, right.
cold.
It's
Your
cold
hands
and
will
it's
be
dark
cold.
and it's all metal.
Yeah, and there's like little pinch things
And
going on.
things are
and
tiny.
little tiny
Yeah.
gears you got to screw. And
it can be really frustrating.
yeah, I just stood there and drank my Lagunitas. Told you you were doing a great job.
2-2 the count.
Yeah.
And that's fouled up against the screen. But when everything's working, it's really cool.
It's very cool. Yeah. Well, it's a fun hobby because it brings you outside late at night. It's just not a lot of other opportunities to do that, you know.
Two and two the count. Line, off his hip and out towards shortstop. The throw to first isn't in time. That's going to score another run, and we'll see if Jacobs is okay. That hit him right on the hip.
Yeah, that was tough. He tried to get out of the way, but wasn't able to do it. Good part is maybe it hit the kind of meaty part of the flank as opposed to
Williams Jr. in the score.
Bone. He looks like he's
14 to 1
okay.
now.
Everybody's coming out to check on him.
I think he's okay. He didn't look. He looks sort of nonplussed by the whole thing.
Sure. That's the reason I would never stand there.
Yeah, yeah. That was.
I don't know how they do it.
That was pretty hard off the bat, I think.
Pitching is wild to me because on the one hand, it's like got to be so much pressure to be the dude on the bump with the ball having to throw it, and then on the other hand, when it comes off the bat, it's moving, and you are closest to it.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So here's Villanueva. He came in as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning and was hit by a pitch. So runner at first, 2 outs, a run in. And the next pitch is a fastball outside.
I think I told you, but the first time I used my telescope and found Mars, it's like you look at stars in a telescope and they look like stars. But when you find a planet, it is a little ball in the sky.
Yeah.
And it's very exciting.
It's popped high in the air. Shallow left field, and it'll be Peraza near the line to make the catch for the 3rd out. But the Potters get another run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 left. And at the end of 8 and a half, they lead 14 to 1. This is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM. We are back. Bottom of the 9th inning for the Crabs. It'll be the top of the order, Morris, Forsyth, and Sewell. And we have a new pitcher on the mound, number 2, Quentin Marsh. For the Potters, 4th pitcher of the afternoon. For the Potters, 14 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. For the Crabs, 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error. A thoroughly one-sided affair this afternoon. And the Crabs pretty much assured to go down to their first home loss this season.
Taking the mound for
Who did we say this is, number 2?
Yeah, this is number 2. This is Quentin Marsh, left-handed pitcher.
Pretty sure he played last night. He did. He was their designated hitter last night. He had
That makes sense, yeah.
2 singles.
Well, he's on to close it out for the Potters today with a 13-run lead.
See what we can learn about him as a pitcher here. He's pitched 2 games, 4 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts.
Parker Rogers, pinch hitting.
Parker Rogers is going to hit for Morris.
Pinch hitting for your humble Crabs, number 4, Parker Rogers.
259 hitter is Rogers. 27 at bats, 7 runs, 7 hits, 8 RBIs. He's walked 12 times, hit by pitch twice, struck out 12 times.
19-4,
Yeah, Crabs are 19-3. We'll be 19-4 at the end of the day today. The Potters will be 20-5.
First pitch to Rogers in the dirt. It's 1-0.
Set. Yeah, I've got it. It's right here.
1-0 is way outside. 2-0.
Who's Rogers pinch hitting for? I didn't put that
Morris.
in. Morris, sorry.
It's a strike at the knees. Two and one.
I mean, you can lament the offense from the Crabs today, but Keenan Morris hit a double, a single, and walked.
2-1 is high. 3-1. Yeah, another good day for Morris.
Did his job. Forsyth hit by
Made a good play at
pitches
third.
twice and walked.
3-1. Fouled out of play.
That foul ball brought to you by Baywood Golf and Country Club.
Three on two the count to Rogers. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him. One away.
Listen, between extra innings last night, an early start today, and a long baseball game today, really want to thank Liam Warner for making sure that the Crabs are on the air all the time. He's here early. He's here late. You said you'd stay 3 hours after to pick up all the cameras, close everything else. Got here at 8:30 this morning. That's a hard turnaround, and I know a lot of people really appreciate the ability to watch and listen to the Crabs. So
Tap foul. It's 0-1. That's right. Liam does a lot when he's here. He sets up all the cameras. He's here hours before anybody else. Oh, and 1 now. The count to Forsyth. He's 0 for 1.
I feel like the Crabs are running out of opportunities, Benjamin.
In fact, this is not Forsyth.
This is a pinch hitter again.
This is
number 3.
yeah. This is
Timmy Reed. It looks like.
Reed. And that hits him.
Yeah.
So Reed goes to first.
I gotta feel a little bad for Timmy Reed, as Liam's pointing out. He sits on the bench through a 14-1 drumming, and they bring him in just to get hit by a pitch.
Yeah.
Cameron Sewell.
Here's Sewell. He's 1 for 4. And there's a strike on the outside corner. The 0-1 is in the dirt. One and one. That missed high and outside. 2-1. Two and one is grounded out to second base. Could be two, and that ends the ball game mercifully.
Thank goodness.
As the Crabs fall 14-1. 14 runs, 14 hits, 1 error for the Potters. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error for the Crabs. And I don't know if there's really much to say other than.
Here's what we have to say about that, that the Humboldt Crabs have played the Lincoln Potters really well this year. They came up with some big wins against a team that gave them all kinds of trouble last year. The last 2 games, the offense was quiet for Humboldt, but they were still able to pull one out last night. This is the kind of game you hate to sit through, but overall, when you look at the season series against these Potters, you got to feel pretty good about where the Crabs are at, right?
Yeah, they're good, and they're sitting well in the standings. So
yeah,
aberration today, but Crabs will pick it up and get back to work again on Tuesday night.
Still a fun day at the ballpark.
Yeah,
really
a beautiful day.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening, folks. Till then, this is Crabs Baseball, 107.3 FM.